Vamos a bailar, vamos a bailar. Mueve tu cuerpo, mueve tu cuerpo, mueve tu cuerpo. Vamos a bailar, vamos a bailar. Mueve tu cuerpo, mueve tu cuerpo, mueve tu cuerpo. Romancing while we dancing, romancing while we dancing, romancing while we dancing, romancing while we dancing. This feeling that I have, I wanna make it last. I can show you I'm a man with class. I can show you through it while we do this dance. I can show you through it while we do this dance. I feel her moving, I like it. She feel it too and she like it. Just come on through, you're invited. She coming through cause she likes me. Mami, ven aquí conmigo. I'm high class, no tuxedo. I only touch with permiso. You'll fall in love with my stilo. Come fly above, that's how we do. I am the plug, what you need, boo. Across the club, I can see you. If you a freak, well I freak too. And this the beat we get free to. Hold your hands while I teach you. And if you reach, well I reach to. Reach to, 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 reach. Romancing while we dancing, romancing while we dancing, romancing while we dancing, romancing while we dancing. This feeling that I have, I wanna make it last. I can show you I'm a man with class. I can show you through it while we do this dance. I can show you through it while we do this dance. I feel her moving, I like it. She feel it too and she like it. Just come on through, you're invited. She coming through cause she likes me. Mami, ven aquí conmigo. I'm high class, no tuxedo. I only touch with permiso. You'll fall in love with my stilo. Come fly above, that's how we do. I am the plug, what you need, boo. Across the club, I can see you. If you a freak, well I freak too. And this the beat we get free to. Hold your hands while I teach you. And if you reach, well I reach to. Reach to, reach to. Fly worldwide. Reach to, reach to. Fly worldwide. Reach to, reach to. Forever living young. Forever living young. Vamos a bailar, vamos a bailar. Mueve tu cuerpo, mueve tu cuerpo, mueve tu cuerpo. Vamos a bailar, vamos a bailar. Mueve tu cuerpo, mueve tu cuerpo, mueve tu cuerpo. Romancing while we dancing, romancing while we dancing, romancing while we dancing, romancing while we dancing. This feeling that I have, I wanna make it last. I can show you I'm a man with class. I can show you through it while we do this dance. I can show you through it while we do this dance. I feel her moving, I like it. She feel it too and she like it. Just come on through, you're invited. She coming through cause she likes me. Mami, ven aquí conmigo. I'm high class, no tuxedo. I only touch with permiso. You'll fall in love with my stilo. Come fly above, that's how we do. I am the plug, what you need, boo. Across the club, I can see you. If you a freak, well I freak too. And this the beat we get free to. Hold your hands while I teach you. And if you reach, well I reach to. Reach to, 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 reach. Romancing while we dancing, romancing while we dancing, romancing while we dancing, romancing while we dancing. This feeling that I have, I wanna make it last. I can show you I'm a man with class. I can show you through it while we do this that you loving me off. I know that you think I'm the boss. Don't ask me if we taking off. Pretty soon we gon' be with the stars. Living in awe, yellow brick road, Wizard of Oz. No dreaming cause we living it all. No selfie, I can picture it all. Baby, don't wait, little mama. Just sliding up through. I can't wait to escape to an island with you. My time is so timeless with you. 24 carats, platinum and diamonds on you. Climb up the highest of mountains for you. Nothing's amounting to you. Dip out, I'm bouncing with you. Yeah, let the time pass with your fine ass. Drinking whiskey out the wine glass. This is chemistry, baby, not science class. No complications. Ain't no secrets that I'm keeping. Ain't no shawties in my DM. Bikini weather every season. Never keep you waiting, girl, I'm reaching. Made a few moves, now we on our way. They don't know what to do, they don't know what to say. They watching our moves and they know how to hate. I do it for us at the end of the day. It's my time and it's your time. And in my mind and your mind, it's our time. It's our time. It's our time. It's our time. Let me take you there. Let me take you there. Let me take you there. Out to paradise. Let me take you there. Let me take you there. Let me take you there. Out to paradise. Together we can dip out. Dip out. Dip out. Let's make sure that we don't miss out. Miss out. Miss out. Together we can dip out. Let's make sure that we don't miss out. Miss out. Miss out. Miss out. Fly worldwide. You ready, baby? I'ma take you there. Don't worry. Everything gonna be alright. Let me take you there. Let me take you there. Let me take you there. Out to paradise. Let me take you. You say you love me, but you're just a friend of me. You taking all my time and all my energy. I kinda knew you wasn't ever meant for me. If you kept it real, we could've built a legacy. I smell good, I'm hella clean. I got you hooked like ketamine. I smell good, I'm hella clean. I got you hooked like ketamine. You say you love me, but you're just a friend of me. If you kept it real, we could've built a legacy. I smell good, I'm hella clean. I got you hooked like ketamine. I smell good, I'm hella clean. I got you hooked like ketamine. You say you love me, but you're just a friend of me. If you kept it real, we could've built a legacy. I should've let you know from the jump that I gotta go. No need to stunt, moving too fast, no keeping up. No tricks, I was treating her. Too many emotions when I needed her. All the pain, had to eat it up. You won't change, I seen enough. I need my space, now I'm beaming up. It's filthy how I did her, but she did me the same way. Fire, don't put out fire, that's just how the game's played. Had to do it, cause I think Bay is cray-cray. Won't see you till next Friday, like Craig and Day-Day. SOS emergency, man down, it's Mayday. Yes, I'm leaving with urgency, for sure not a day late. Sorry, I gotta go, too live like the bottom row. Problems, got a lot of those, I'm checking out, it's not optional. Say you love me, but you're just a friend of me. You taking all my time and all my energy. I kinda knew you wasn't never meant for me. If you kept it real, we could've built the... And... oh man, I am feeling gassy as shit, man. I'm telling y'all. Something ain't right, man. Okay.
The issue that one of them, Sarah Garvey, and I'm here with the woman who is blowing up the manosphere right now, all right? Pearl. Before we even get started, ladies and gents, I'm gonna just do something. You gotta like, you gotta share, you gotta subscribe, and Pearl, if they have watched 2 or more of our videos and they haven't subscribed, then we have beef.
Tell them.
Beef. Okay, so do that right now. Today's topic is, should be interesting. You do not get better than your baby daddy. But before we get there, Pearl, I'm sure you got something to say.
Okay, guys, you already know. Second half of the chat is members only. So if you guys want to become a part of the chat, the second half of the show, sign up for our memberships. At the $10 tier, there are 2 vlogs and a Discord server as well. So sign up for our memberships. On top of that, guys, like the video. I believe there are 58 of you in here now. So let's get 50 likes. Come on, a like is free. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you are notified every single time that we go live. So today we got a lit panel.
Yeah, we got a lot of people here today.
So why don't we go around, everyone say your name, your age, your relationship status, and where you're from.
Terrence, I'm from South London. I'm 37 and I'm in a relationship.
Hi, I'm Maxie. I'm 32. Hi. Hi, I'm Maxie. I'm 32 and I'm married and from North London.
Hi, I'm Toya.
So automatically that 32-year-old to me, the married one, she's like already like, to me, that's just to me, she's already like on God status, you know what I'm saying? She's married. She probably, I don't know if she got kids or not, but, you know. Anyway.
31.
My opinion means nothing.
Complicated. It's complicated, and I'm from Essex.
I'm Gracie Bakare. I'm 30 and I'm single.
I'm Zakala Lungu. I'm 27. I am a taken man and I am from Croydon.
Alrighty. A lit panel. So, since we're talking about baby daddies and baby mamas and all this kind of stuff, this was kind of inspired by a Kevin Samuels quote. He actually said, you don't get any higher than your baby daddy. So, are women having babies for subpar men, okay, and then expecting a less than subpar man to swoop in and help her out with her subpar baby daddy and child? It's a bit controversial, but we'll start there.
The child's not subpar.
Okay.
Just saying.
Keep going. No, it's fine.
But I think it's the other way around. I think men can't get better than their baby mums most times.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that the child could become sub.
That I'm gonna tell y'all right now, like, that's up for debate.
If the father is in its life long term.
That's if the mum's not a good mother.
Irrespective.
What famous baby daddies didn't do better than their first baby mama? Because I'm thinking of like all the guys with a bunch of kids, like Nick Cannon, Future. They're all dating a new hot 22, 23-year-old.
Yeah.
I think just because of your age doesn't mean you're a better woman.
Just because to them it does. That's what men value. Because men value fertility.
I'm pretty certain Will Smith could do
All
way
comments
better
are
than
welcome
Then
in the
Jada
chat.
Pinkett.
Yeah, but she's a mad babe. That's different.
Negative, whatever,
like a 5,
speak your mind.
to be honest. She's like average
She's just
looking.
a
Now
mad
she
babe.
is.
Jada Pinkett is average looking.
Yeah, she's
Like
average.
it,
She was hot when she was
whatever.
Yeah, now
younger.
she is.
Yeah,
When
but
she
like
was
she's
younger.
like 45, 50.
I'm not even...
And you think at her age she's still average looking.
She looks good for her age, but like if you asked a guy would he prefer a 25-year-old version of her, I think most would prefer the 25-year-old version.
Yeah, I think that's for anyone though.
So now she's 45. There aren't men lined up to date 45-year-olds. I'd say she's average.
I don't think she's average. I think you have to assess everything in its category. I think for her age, she's definitely.
I tell y'all right now, to me, that's average. That's just to me though, right? And like, whatever. Not speak too much.
Well, the things that men value are fertility, right? Femininity and youth. She doesn't have youth.
Facts.
She's
Depending on their
clearly
age.
she doesn't have youth. She's clearly not feminine, and she's not fertile.
You also missed one pearl: loyalty.
Yeah, you're right.
I have to agree with the you can find a better baby mother, because I think there's more good women than there are good men. So yeah, I could agree with
There
that.
are more good women than there are good men.
Yeah.
What makes
I
you
don't know
say
about
that? And what's your statistical data on that? And what is the version of
It's
good
not.
that you're
It's just
looking
my opinion. It's not statistics. It's
Is it
not.
because of the men you deal with?
No, I'm married, so it's not the men I deal with.
I'm just curious. Why is that your opinion on men?
Because it's just my opinion. I think there are. Well, for one, there's more women in the world, so you're probably going to find more good women than you are going to find good men. So that's just it.
It's like 50. It's pretty close. It's like
Really?
55-45. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm dealing with statistic people. Sorry.
Not even. I think you
we
can
deal
say,
with factual information over here.
I heard.
No, I think you can say you've encountered more good women than men, but I don't think I wouldn't say that there's more good women than men across the board.
I think honestly, modern women today, by what men value, it's not I would say they're worse than men.
Yeah, I agree.
Because
with
the
you.
average age of first marriage is 31 in the UK, so you're taking away the youth and the fertility. And then they also value purity, so they're older. They're clearly going to have slept with more people.
Interesting.
But I
So
think,
when it comes
I think
to-
as well, the fact that you're married. How long have you been with your partner for?
In total,
Yeah.
16 years.
16 years. So first of all, you haven't been single for a while and been in the single game. It's a lot's changed since then.
Okay.
And I also think that married women just generally hang around with better people in general. Single women
Okay.
will hang around with other
single
single
women.
degenerate. Some of them
Did
degenerate.
you say
women.
degenerate?
Some of them are degenerate.
Wow.
Yeah. I just don't think.
How do y'all? I don't know how y'all feel about that, but me personally, I feel like single women do. I don't know. I agree with them, and in the sort of way I feel like some single women keep other single women, like their single women friends, single. Just my opinion, though.
Women will hang around with a load of single degenerate women.
So can I ask? Sorry, just a question. Are all married women better than single women?
In my opinion, I see them as more high value.
No,
yeah.
I think you have more respect for them. Doesn't mean they
Yeah,
don't
I think you have more respect because of their status. They're not necessarily
Yeah.
better women.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Well,
point.
it depends.
Yeah. So what are we using as better? What's the
I
yardstick?
mean, I think they got picked, right? So I think when someone has a ring on their finger, other men acknowledge that another man vetted her and picked her. So it doesn't necessarily mean every single one, but by and large, in general, men know how to pick women and vet women.
I mean, technically, Jada Pinkett Smith is a married woman.
Yeah.
I don't really respect her. So
Exactly.
So are women out here just, because for me as a man, when I see who you've had a child with, that says some things to me.
I
Okay.
agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah,
I
I
Do you know
agree.
what I mean? So I'm going to look at who you've bred with, who you've chosen to breed with. And if I'm thinking of stepping into that situation, what would be the ramifications for me stepping into that situation?
Agree.
Right? So a lot of women complain about their quote unquote baby daddies, whereas they are the ones that chose their baby daddies.
agree.
So as a man, I'm looking at you, first of all, maybe you don't know how to choose men, and maybe you're bad at choosing. And then so when a lot of women complain about their baby fathers, it's like, well, you're actually complaining about the choice that you actually made.
Agree.
Fair point.
I think with experience comes wisdom, and I feel like when I chose my baby father personally, I was in a certain mind frame. I was a lot younger. I was going through different things, and I think the experience of my baby father lets me know.
Well, I'll tell you something. That's all good. I understand that, man. And you was young and everything. But, the consequence of that is that you're older now and that you want men. I'm taking it that you want a certain kind of man. But why don't you, have you ever took into consideration that maybe those kind of men that you want don't want to have no woman with a kid, bro? Maybe that's the final straw. That's a lot of men. I know men, bro, that they don't fuck with that, bro. Straight up, they do not fuck with that. And I'm not talking about the exception. I'm talking about the majority of men, men in general, don't fuck with that. We're not talking about the exceptions.
What did you choose about your baby father?
He was a God-fearing person. He is a kind person. He is God-fearing, and he's a very, very hard worker. Again, it was just we couldn't make things work.
So he's a good man.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Speaking to the mic.
So
He's a good man.
if he's a good man, why are you not with him?
Because he's not good for me.
Why is he not good for you?
Being a good man doesn't necessarily mean you and I are compatible.
Why is he not good for you?
Because
But
we just have different wants.
But it was compatible enough
But it's compatible enough to have a fucking baby with her.
child with.
He was compatible enough for me to be sexually attracted to him. That's how you make a child.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
But you could have. But it's a lot of
But the choice to
choices.
have the
Yeah.
child is yours.
Yeah.
It's not his, right?
No.
Right. So like I'm saying, like you chose to
I
have
chose
the
my child because I wanted to have my child.
Yeah. I'm saying, but you chose it with him. So if he's I'm just asking that because I'm just trying to work out.
Well, complicated.
It's interesting.
Wouldn't it be within the best interests for the child to for you to work that out? You two. Do you think?
My child's going to be happy regardless. As long as she has her mum and as long as she has her dad, doesn't necessarily mean us together will give her a happy environment.
Statistically, the stats
Yeah, well, I mean,
Stats
you put your kid at every statistical advantage or disadvantage when you don't have two parents in the home.
Oh, okay.
So, like, statistically, they're more likely to go to jail. They're more likely to fail out of school.
Unfortunately, my daughter doesn't follow statistics. She follows the path of God. So, with God.
That sounds fantastic, but the statistics don't care about that.
Okay.
So can I just ask?
But isn't it like under the path of God, it's like till death do you part?
I didn't get married.
Yeah, but you had a kid that's like a step after, which also doesn't follow in line with like,
It doesn't,
yeah.
and I deal with it.
Okay.
And it's my cost to carry.
Sorry, can I just ask? Do you guys use statistics on your day-to-day life, or is it just?
If you're having if you're trying to have like a conversation or a debate about something,
Okay, that's fine.
you know,
Yeah.
If it's debates, then it's fine. But if I'm just curious if you guys use it on.
yeah. I mean, like I said, though, like Pearl was saying, like you put your child at like a disadvantage if you choose not to have that child within a family unit, right?
Okay.
And I mean, even specifically within America, I think it's like 72% of even black households are raised by like a single mum.
Yeah.
And then you can look at there's a single parent to prison pipeline. There's that you can see it. You can see that most people in prison come from single parent homes.
Okay.
I was going to say, in addition to that as well, not only are the single parent household like levels high in the US, but what that does as well is it actually like puts us like below the poverty line. So in regards from a demographic perspective, we have the poorest household.
What, as a single parent?
Just because of the fact that there's not
two
two earners in the household.
So I'll just say that here that both of us definitely earn more than some two-parent households. So that's why for me statistics don't work for me because I do everything against it. I definitely earn more than a two-parent household.
But that doesn't make the rule.
No, but I'm just saying your statistics.
Because if someone else came in, you'd be earning more.
Yeah, but I'm not on the average.
My sole salary is more than the average.
You mean for the average?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you earn more than the average person in the UK.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Then a two, not one.
Then two people.
Who are average.
So you've doubled the average.
So I have a question. If you guys didn't end up like getting married again, would you still be okay with the decision to like leave your baby daddy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would.
you'd be fine.
Yeah, I was married. I got divorced.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or your ex-husband, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I didn't mean to correct you. I was just saying.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I wouldn't be with him.
Do you think that finances will like essentially like save your kid from any disadvantage that they'll have without the father in the house?
I think she was just tackling your point of you saying below the poverty line.
Yeah.
Speaking to the mic.
Sorry. I do think I'll be in denial if I said that having two parents in a household doesn't have a benefit. Especially for me, I have two boys and I'm a woman and I act 100% like a woman. I can never teach my son how to be a man. Do you understand? So I take full accountability in that area. But however, I still felt, even though I couldn't teach my sons how to be men, being around a certain type of man wasn't good for them. Because even...
What, their father?
being around certain type of men wasn't good for them, right? Wow. Because there's certain attributes you pick up, and I don't want my sons to be like that, because I think the way I raise my kids now, I raise them as if the men I want them to become. So even already, they're 4 and 5, and I give them certain responsibilities, and they're very independent already. So
so she raising her sons to be boy girls. Just make it make sense, bro. Make it make sense. Like, let me say I'm trying to raise my daughter to be the woman I want her to be.
Best I can do, I will do, but I do accept that I may not do enough for them to become the men I want them
Obviously,
to be.
I don't know your personal situation.
Yeah.
So, obviously, I don't know why you would say that it's not right for children to be around their father. I can only assume that it's to their detriment. I would only assume that. I think generally, yeah, like you said, children need both parents.
Yeah, I agree.
And when it comes to like baby father, baby mother, just say confrontations. When it comes to children, 200 children per day are removed from their father's life via the family court system.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the time, it's because women have said certain things about the father, and now whether they're true or not, we don't know. But I feel like I see a lot of women in these days and times talking about their baby father and how bad he is, yet and still you kind of chose that.
So I would never speak bad about the father of my children to my children or to anyone where the public will hear. Whatever was my decision is between me and him. But like, for instance,
did you decide to leave?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But just because I think I even have more respect for him because I have kids with him. Just to respect my children, I will never disrespect their dad. So if my children...
I feel like you already had a certain kind of level of respect for the man to have fucking kids with him, right? Like, it took for you to have kids with him to have respect for... I don't know. That shit sound crazy to me.
If I was in an environment where maybe the father of my child was not there,
me, though. My opinion
and my
on
kids
shit.
kept asking about their dad, I would say something like, he's busy at the moment, but when he's available, he will be, he'll come and see you. I'll never say, oh, your dad, he doesn't have time for you, blah, blah. I will never do that because it's not I'm not doing all of these things for you. I'm doing it for my kids. I'm the kind of woman that if he doesn't want to speak to the kids, I would call him to speak to them. Because whatever issue we're going through has got nothing to do with them. They didn't come into this world based on problems. They came out of pleasure and love. Because when you have sex, obviously that's pleasure, right? So why would I give them anything but that? They have to be in a pleasurable environment and they have to feel love.
You guys keep talking about, choosing the man or, bad decisions when you're, making children, blah, blah, blah. But you're not acknowledging the fact that people change as well. The person that you had the baby with at that time may not be the same person in 2 years' time. So you have to also acknowledge that as well. It's not that they were a bad person when I chose to have my baby with them.
I don't think that any of your baby fathers were bad people.
Yeah, so...
I do think they were weak. That's...
You do think they were what?
I do think that they were weak.
Why?
Weak in what sense?
From a mentality perspective, there's too much around, oh God, like I can't afford it. Like if I have a kid, blah, 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 whatever. There are a lot of women who step up to the plate, and decide to have a child. My mum being one of them. And so, like, my mum being one of them, and my dad, literally, he had to work stupid hours. He weren't making that much money. He had to make stupid hours to like support me and my mum. They ended up splitting up, but it wasn't for financial reasons. It was just because of it's just because of things. However, now, like back in the day, if a guy knew he was having a kid, he'd step up. We've got Uber, right? Most of us have a driving license. We can do that on the weekend, plus our full-time job. We got 9 months to prepare for that child, and we got 9 months to prepare for that child. Now, I don't know what happened in any of your relationships, but as soon as I find out that I've made a girl pregnant or something like that, I'm stepping up. Yeah, it's not even a thing, and that all comes from a strong mentality. That all comes from a strong mentality from developing yourself. And I know that I'm quite strong mentally, and I think that people who are quite weak say, "Nah, do you know what? Like I'm not like I'm going to sack this off, or don't even give it a go."
So
Do you know what I mean?
Do you think when you say people change, doesn't that kind of sound like an excuse?
No,
it's reality.
It's reality. It's not an excuse.
But people
Because-
used to change over 50 or
Like, I understand like where they coming from, where they saying they changed and everything. Like, but yo, you still not getting the fact that yo, you had a kid with somebody, bro. Like, I understand you change, you're feeling your emotions are more pure, and you're a better person. You're not putting yourself out there no more. You're more cautious of who you getting with. But the whole point of it is, man, is that you have a kid, like, and you know, it all starts from that, right? It all starts from that. Anyway, I ain't no fucking therapist or no guru or nothing. I'm just, laying it out. When y'all go see y'all trying to hook up with somebody, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Oh, hey, I got a 10-year-old kid. I'm just saying, right?
and you can like it just sounds like an
But
excuse
the
to me.
change is not detrimental.
Exactly.
It's not. I'm not saying I disagree or agree with you, but if I think about my situation, I feel like one of the biggest problems us women have is we date potential. So you see a guy, you think, oh yeah, I really like him, da 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 da. But when I think about the issues in my marriage, the issues I had in my marriage are also the issues I had in my relationship. They were always there. They just became a lot more heightened when responsibilities increased. So I do think as a woman, I don't think we realize the power we have on the path we can have. So I think if we took on that responsibility, I think we will make men a lot weaker in that element. So because right now it's like men are the prize, men are this, men are that, but in a way,
Really? I feel like they say women are the prize. Like
No,
women,
now
no, but
men are the prize.
Female
No.
power.
So don't you think men are the prize then?
no, I'm not.
What do you ladies think? What do you ladies and gentlemen think? Y'all think men are the prize, or y'all think women are the prize? Because me growing up, I always thought that women was the prize.
Both parties are a prize in their own way.
Yeah.
But I feel like men get more praise now, and it's now or whenever. But I think they get more praise because it sounds mad because I want to say we've allowed them in a sense of we've given them that power. If we were to use our brains, and not as much, me included.
What do you mean? We've given.
So
them
me
the power.
included, right? I've given people I've dated the power to have access to me, even though they may not be good for me. If I took it away, you don't have access to me. And I feel like...
You can be by yourself.
Yeah, but should I be desperate and be hurt because I don't want to be by myself?
Right, but
I think that's very extreme
wouldn't you
argument.
say on some level you kind of are what you attract? So if you keep attracting the certain type of guy, it says something about you.
To an extent, yes.
Yeah.
Because I think I was saying it to someone today that when I got divorced, the guys I attracted then to the guys I attract now are very different.
Okay.
Right? So I do think as human beings, we have to take responsibility for maybe how we carry ourselves, how we talk, all those things we do, every little thing.
I would say as well, and I'm just being realistic here. So when you did get divorced, you were a lot younger, right?
Yeah.
And
I was
now you are a
27.
bit older. The amount of so the pool of the men that you are going to attract with two boys, it's going to be a lot less.
I've never dated a guy who's got kids. I've never dated a guy who's not wealthy. I think I've even got a better pool now than I had when I was younger.
Right,
And
but,
what's happened?
But it doesn't count unless you have a ring. Like anyone can deal with a rich guy.
Yeah,
No,
like, I would
it's
date
not.
you.
only
Date
count.
you.
we
Yeah,
only
I would date you, but I would never wife you.
That's your opinion. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Right. Well, but it's like based on results. So like on this show, we only count engagements.
Okay, that's
And
fine.
like a guy gets on a knee and proposes to
Yeah.
you.
So for me, especially us being on our pod and the comments we get, I've realized people's opinions don't matter anymore. I think it's what I'm living that matters. So if
People's opinions do matter, because all you motherfuckers all goddamn opinionated, changing everything goddamn up. fucking up the biological system, bro.
Oh, I want to be with a certain type of guy, or I want to do this, I want to do that. If I'm not living that, I need to sit down and think about how am I going to actually get what I want. Or Grace, you're not going to get that because for some reason it's not working. Do you get what I mean? I don't really do statistics anymore because I feel like it's not good for me.
So what do you feel like
Liberal, leftist, feminists, bro, are the most opinionated people out there, bro. With the whole trans community and all of them, bro. They're the most opinionated people out there, bro.
matter to you or something?
It's nice to hear. That's it.
So I'll say, okay, so statistically, what do you think that a divorced mother of two on the dating market right now in her, 30s?
I'm 30, yeah.
Right, so what do you think? Do you think that there are guys now out there who are young suitors with a lot of money thinking that's exactly what I want? I want a divorced mother of two as my as my next wife?
Not necessarily.
Would you say that they're generally looking for that?
Do y'all think that's what like men is out there doing? Y'all think men is out there hunting for these single baby mothers, like being like, yeah, I'm like, you know what I'm saying, I'm in the market and I want to find me a woman that got her a kid, that she healed herself and she built herself up. Man, y'all really got to get with reality, man.
If I said yes. No, I don't think that's what they're looking for. However, my life doesn't tell me that.
It seems like your suitors are quite decent, right? So we're talking no kids, wealthy.
I can date a guy that's got kids so long as he's got full responsibility. But that's why I said I also understand why another guy may not want to date me. I'm acceptant of that now. Like, I'm not in denial.
Yeah.
I think, oh yeah, I can get this. I know it may be harder for me to get that, but I'm okay with that. I'm not going to drive myself crazy and feel like getting married is the be all and end all. Happy for me.
Let me land. Yeah. So they seem like decent suitors. Like, they've got money and stuff like that. Why do you think you haven't been like? You haven't been
able to get married.
Wifed.
Yeah, wifed up. Why do you think you haven't been wifed up yet?
I feel like I've only just grown up. That's the honest. I've only just grown up.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. So it's more to do with you.
I think
Okay,
so.
all
I
right,
think
yeah,
so.
yeah.
I've only just grown up. I've only just realised what I really want, right? And I don't think I was as desirable then as I am now.
Oh, okay. All right.
In my mind, because men talk about, you know, or you guys, or everyone talks about, you know, there's so many girls out there. But if you're looking for quality men, in my opinion, there's a certain mind frame you want the woman to have as well, and there's not that many of them.
There's not that many.
It depends.
I don't know. There's a new girl turning 22 every day.
Yeah, there's a new-
that's fine. There's a bad bee down the road every day.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not disputing that, right? But I still think some of them, their brains are not all the way up.
The fact of the matter is, and I love the fact that you've like fully accepted this. The fact of the matter is that I'm gonna look at it from my perspective. Let's say, for example, I get older, I've got no kids, right, and I get no kids, and my wealth goes up. The chances of me wifing up a girl with two kids from like a baby father that, like, obviously I don't think,
an ex-husband.
Yeah, an ex-husband or whatever and stuff like that, and like that's just not a situation I'd want to put myself in.
So when you look at me, do I look like I'm a mother or I look like I've been divorced? No. So basically, most of the guys I speak to, it's from yeah, because it's from.
What makes you think that you don't look like a mother?
Because I don't let myself go. I feel like some of the time people let themselves.
Yeah, but but here's the thing: every kid minuses you 2 points. So let's say.
Do we look like mothers? I'm just asking.
Yeah, no, I can tell your mothers.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not trying to tell.
No, don't get offended.
Oh, I know that hurt they soul, bro.
How can you tell?
Give me a
How can
second,
you tell?
y'all. I'll
You
be
look
right back.
like-
I just want to
Put
get another
together.
cough.
Put together?
No, it's not even
say
that.
hurt.
It's not even. It's not even that. So Amanda, like, you can be on like dating apps and you can look at. She's like, yeah, she's got a kid. Like you can tell sometimes. You be on dating apps. You be like, yeah, she's got a kid.
Can you tell that?
Yeah. You can tell. I've been around the block. Like, you can
But
tell.
you're saying it's like a badge of honor that you look like you don't have one.
No, because I think.
No, I mean, like you're wearing it as a badge of honor that I don't look like I have a
I think the
don't
point she was
care.
trying to make is if you look at her and she doesn't look like a mother, if a guy approaches her, it's a genuine conversation.
Well, but-
Yeah, and it's from
There's
there.
one sure way to look like a mother when you're pushing your pram down the street.
I don't push my pram. I don't
I'm
push
just
my
saying,
pram.
like,
No,
how
I
else
think-
would you know
I think,
someone's a
no,
mother?
ultimately,
No, exactly. That's the point I'm getting at.
Yeah.
That's the point I'm getting at.
But at some
can't tell that
point you have
somebody's a
to
mother.
tell them. And even as a girl,
100%.
yeah. But I'm saying even as a girl, like if I hear a guy has kids, I'm like skirt. So it's like
How old
even
are
if
you?
I find him
If you don't
attractive at first, I'm 25.
Okay, yeah. See, that changes everything for me.
Well, it changes for women. But I'm saying like men, they can't help. They're biologically predispositioned to not want to put resources into another guy's kids. Like even in the wild, what do they do when they get the other girl? They kill the cubs.
Lions literally,
Yeah.
lions literally do that. And look, I've got a stepfather. Like I get it. Like I completely understand it. I'm just saying, like, don't be like, oh, I don't look like I've got kids. You look like you've got kids. Like you look a little bit older, and it's not even looking at it from that
I
standpoint.
don't care.
But it's not. Yeah, you're beautiful women regardless. I don't even know why you'd like look
So
at.
you know-
I don't care that I look like I have a child.
And why would you bring it up?
She didn't. I did.
Oh, okay.
They're not all the same person.
But I only brought it up based on what you said. Like I said, especially doing our pod and stuff like that, I'm very acceptant of my situation. I don't, in the most polite way, I don't need you guys to tell me what I can and cannot get, right? Because at the end of the day, whether you advise me from today to tomorrow, it's not you I'm going to be with. It's not you that's going to give me what I want.
When you say what you can and cannot get, what is it that you want? What is it that you want to get? Could you just, like, what is it that you want to get?
One thing I do know I want is I want to be happy. And I want to be in a realistic
We all wanna be
relationship.
happy, but what is it
I
that
want to
you
be
want?
in a realistic relationship.
Realistic.
When guys hear that, like, oh, I want to be happy, it
It's too
it signals a lack of loyalty to men because it basically says like you're gonna leave the second you're not happy.
I wouldn't even. So anyone that knows me knows I'm a rider.
That's so good.
No, go on, you go.
No, I just because you talk a lot on behalf of men. I was just wondering, like,
Do you have loads of brothers or something?
yeah.
I have 5 brothers.
Oh, makes a lot
I was
of
wondering.
sense.
Okay.
Yeah, like there's a certain way in which men speak, and when you say, "Oh, I want to be happy," one, it sounds very vague, and two, it sounds like just happiness change. It changes. What people find makes them happy today may not be what makes them happy tomorrow.
Yeah,
so it's like when you
100%.
tell me, that's why I said, what is it that you want? When you say happiness, if it's the pursuit of happiness, then you could be pursuing anything and everything at the same time. So if you have something that you want, what is it that you want?
I'd like to, because it's hard to define happiness. But let's say, for example, you've got a man. He takes care of you and your kids. Yeah, this is a new stepfather. You're married to him. Yeah, he every single night you get your back blown out. It's beautiful, everything. Yeah, food on the table. Food on the table, everything.
It's the fact you say it in such an English accent.
Yeah. Food on the table, everything. Southeast London accent. Is that enough for happiness?
No, when it comes to women.
I mean, yeah.
It's not. It's not.
What more
because-
would you need?
Because women's happy. Why are we capping? Women's happiness changes all the time, right? That's why women are the ones to initiate the majority of divorces because they think they know what they want, they get the thing that they want, and then all of a sudden they don't want it. So their happiness and their minds change constantly. So, like I said, when a man hears, "Oh, I want happiness," it's like, well, what, today, this week, this month, this year? And then what's your happiness for next year?
So I want to be with someone who I'm compatible with, not just for me, but also for him. I want him to see me as someone that leaves an impact in his life. I don't want it to just be one-sided. Like, if he's having a bad day, I want him to feel like, let me call Grace, let's, go at this.
Are you actively looking for that person?
Yeah, I'll say yeah, now I am.
And you haven't found that person?
So I'll be honest, like I'm very honest if you notice. I've met guys that tick all those boxes, but I'm not going to be that woman that's going to be, oh yeah, he's hardworking, he's got good money, he's this, he's that, and just be with him.
I'm back
I
now,
need to feel
motherfuckers. I'm
that
back
strong.
now,
No,
motherfuckers.
I need to desire you.
So you're telling me
It's going to be a while.
You're telling me
I don't think so.
You're telling
Trying
me
to
all of
do
your
is be
boxes can
kind
be ticked,
and do a
and
little
you will still
rewind.
say, "Nah, I'm good."
No,
Listen,
it sounds, you're making it sound crazy.
No, but you see, men.
It's not like
You
that.
see, men.
But you have to understand that's how it sounds
I probably done missed a whole lot of shit, y'all. But look, I guarantee you, it ain't nothing that I ain't already seen or heard already, bro.
That's how it sounds, because if you ask men if they'd go on a second date with a girl that had 80% of what
You hear what she said? You hear what Pearl said? She said, if you ask men, if you ask, just ask. All you gotta do is just ask. And it's funny because when y'all do ask and we give y'all the answers and y'all get the answers, y'all don't like the answers. It's like y'all start coming up with exceptions. Oh, but I'm special, but I'm bruh. All you got to do is just ask and you will know, and then you'll know which men are out of your league, which men are not, and then you won't be so goddamn miserable, and you won't have to go on Facebook and post how fucking shitty men are because you're trying to get men that are out of your fucking league.
that he wanted.
65%,
Most,
70%.
yeah. Most guys answer yes when they survey.
Even if he's not attracted to her.
They survey.
Look, us as men, we know when a woman's out of your league, she's out of your fucking league, bro. It's a L. You're not gonna get her. We're not gonna try. We're not gonna. That's it, bro. We leave it. We can accept it. We acknowledge it. We know what's good.
Not attracted to her if he had 80% of what he wanted. Men want attractive women.
Yeah.
That's like part of it.
Okay.
So I'm saying if you ask women, oh, does he have 80% of what you want? Most girls say no, they wouldn't go on a second date.
No, I would.
That
I
sounds.
would.
I'm not gonna lie. That sounds
I've-
crazy.
no,
to
no,
get,
no, no,
for all your
I
boxes to
would.
get ticked, and then you say,
I'm
"Nah,
not
I'm
looking.
alright."
I don't expect all my boxes to get ticked. I think that's unrealistic.
No, but you said you've dated guys that tick
have
all of those boxes.
that have the key
and you
things:
still
good
said
job, money making, above average, all of that stuff. But I still think there's something missing. But would you? Okay, so let me ask you something. Would you like to be
No. This
with
is
a
how women work off feelings, you know.
No, I think it would come down to
I don't
personality.
feel
If you
it.
tick,
Yeah,
if you
if
tick all the
things
boxes,
don't-
but the personality
Things-
doesn't match.
Sorry, what's your name?
Terrence. I could
Correct
have like
person.
if a woman ticks all my boxes, but she's a bitch or she's not respectful, or if we go
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
dates,
but that's
she's
not one of your boxes, though.
Sorry.
If she was
Fair-
a bitch,
fair point, fair
do you get
point.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I
if she
get what
was a
you're saying.
bitch, you'd be
Yeah, fair
like,
point.
hell no.
So
I
can
don't
I
care.
ask? Can I
Yeah,
ask
yeah.
you?
Like how important is that
Stick
stuff
off my
really?
boxes.
Personality
Like,
is-
but I'm saying like in the old days they didn't do this, and they had
I
better.
agree.
They were more successful. And if you look at more traditional countries where they actually arrange marriages, like they're not talking about personality and like vibes
point,
and
fair
that sort
play.
of
I
thing,
get-
and
I
they have
get it.
better results.
Yeah.
I get it, but I'm looking for compatibility.
Oh,
I'm looking for companionship. So we need to. Our personalities need to.
I'll have to
need
disagree.
match.
Disagree a little bit with that one because, like, let's be serious. Like, if you marry a psycho, like,
But that's an extreme.
Yeah, yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
I know
like,
it's an extreme.
I'm right. Okay, don't marry a psychopath. But typically, when you get the families together and they meet each other, you can vet that out.
Hey, my bad, y'all. I ain't mean to pause it. I just wanted to say this that I think Glorilla, I think she looked like a man, bro.
Yeah.
But I'm saying they weren't in the old days, like talking about compatibility
Yeah.
the way we do nowadays.
But like a prime example, actually, a modern day women now, like for me in particular, for what I want, I couldn't even deal with that. I couldn't deal with a girl who wants to work full time, never want to take care of the kids. Barely, like a lot of girls don't even want kids anymore. Like it's like, and that's very, very common. So I understand when you said that's an extreme, like, but for me, like, actually, it isn't really an extreme. Like if a girl wants to work full time, right, and only work full time, she's like, oh, not really bothered about kids, which actually a lot of young girls aren't really bothered about kids anymore. That's a massive red flag for me, and I wouldn't even go there. So
But that's different goals and like timelines. You don't think that's different than the way your personalities mesh? Because to me, that's a difference in values. Like you're talking about a different thing.
yeah.
I don't think that young women aren't interested in having children. I just think they're not interested in having children young.
No.
Okay.
They're putting their
Why is it? So why is
that's
it?
what
Why?
it is.
What percent of the What percent of the population are childless? Females are childless.
It's half of women at 30 are single and childless.
Half of women.
And that number's
Okay.
rising and rising. And by the way, women have body clocks. Like it's not that.
Right.
it's not-
Okay, but there's IVF. Like there's
Yeah,
a
but
lot of
that's-
technology now that men don't mind
IVF
as well.
is really expensive.
Yeah, it's
by the way.
20. If you're gonna, if you get, if you
But
get,
people
if you
can
get,
afford it.
if you guys, if you get IVF, it's $25,000 per kid, and you don't even know if it'll work.
Okay, but some
So-
people can
Right, but-
afford it and will take that risk.
Right, but like it's not the majority of women, because the majority of women make $35,000 in the U.S. per year, which I don't know what the conversion is here.
Right.
But I'm saying like that's a luxury lifestyle people are promoting to average women. Like the majority, women own 2/3 of the world's debt, even though they make less money. We're not good at savings typically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where's your head at right now? You're 25. Like what is it for you? You don't have no kids. You're tall. You're beautiful. Like you're a desired woman right now. You're at your peak. So where's your head at?
I want to get married like sooner rather than later.
Are you dating now?
I am.
How you finding it?
It's cool. Yeah. I mean,
No, I'm not trying to be
Is
cheeky.
he intentional?
What?
Is he intentional with you? Has he made it clear what
Oh
he
no,
wants?
sorry. I don't have a boyfriend. I thought you meant are you like looking? I thought you meant are you looking? No,
sorry.
no boyfriend. No boyfriend.
I'm just asking about it. I'm not trying to.
What age do you want to have children by?
I'd like to have my first kid before I'm 30.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do you? Sorry to switch, guys, but do you think there's like a baby mama, baby father culture
100%.
that we find is just okay to be a
Yes.
baby mama?
It's in
and
music.
a baby
So,
father?
It's
I
in
not even a
modern day
question.
music.
Yeah.
I think there was around our age group, but I think the new age group, I don't think so. I think they're so intentional of not having kids quickly. I think my age group, when we were younger, it was like, yeah, having a kid wasn't a big deal.
Do you think that a daughter seeing a single mother raising her is likely to get married and do all of that?
So what?
Because the statistics actually show that a daughter who is raised by a single mother believes that, oh, it's fine, I can do it on my own, just like my mother.
I'd agree.
My mum's a single mother, but my dad
Speaking to the mic.
my dad actually passed away, so she wasn't a single mother by choice. So I feel like she never raised me like, oh, life is going to be okay if you do not have a man.
Right.
However, I did have a child out of wedlock, as you made clear, and I raised my child to know. Well, my daughter's only 2, but I.
Oh, come on, man. Every time I do that shit. Hold on, y'all. God damn it. Where is it? Okay, there it is.
Looking? No boyfriend. No boyfriend.
I'm just asking about it. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to.
What age do you want to have children by?
I'd like to have my first kid before I'm 30.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do you? Sorry to switch, guys, but do you think there's like a baby mama, baby father culture
100%.
that we find is just okay to be a
Yes.
baby mama?
It's in
and
music.
a baby
So,
father?
It's
I-
in
not even a
modern day
question.
music.
Yeah.
I think there was around our age group, but I think the new age group, I don't think so. I think they're so intentional of not having kids quickly. I think my age group, when we were younger, it was like, yeah, having a kid wasn't a big deal.
Do you think that a daughter seeing a single mother raising her is likely to get married and do all of that?
So what?
Because the statistics actually show that a daughter who is raised by a single mother believes that, oh, it's fine, I can do it on my own, just like my mother.
I'd agree.
My mum's a single mother, but my dad
Speaking to
actually
the mic.
my dad actually passed away, so she wasn't a single mother by choice. So I feel like she never raised me like, oh, life is going to be okay if you do not have a man.
Right.
However, I did have a child out of wedlock, as you made clear, and I raised my child to know. Well, my daughter's only 2, but I do let it be known that I still want a husband. I still do want to get married. So I don't believe
So for
that.
me,
Do you think a lot of but I do think like a lot of the reason for the culture of baby mother, baby father is because people are not planning children.
no, I think what the issue is our parents, and I'm not blaming our parents. I'm saying what you see is what you ingest. So, for instance, a lot of us women are not as desirable, or I think someone spoke about being feminine, right? Because especially as like us women who have had, like my mum is married now, but she was single like most of the time when we were growing up. And I feel I see my mum working hard, making decisions, da 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 da. I then get into a relationship and I'm doing the same thing. You can't do that. You have to learn how to communicate with a man or be submissive and all of that kind of stuff. But I haven't learnt that because I haven't seen it. I've had to learn that from talking to people, reading stuff, the internet, all of these stuff. And I think that's why a lot of us are single parents. Or why.
Do you feel that?
I disagree with Grace because I'm somebody who has been raised by a single mum. My mum's never been married after my dad passed away, and he passed away when I was 6. And I know that I have to be independent because I have to be, not because I genuinely want to be. When I've been in a relationship, I'm naturally submissive. I'm naturally maternal. I'm naturally somebody who.
Where did you learn that from?
But I didn't learn it from my mom.
You subconscious exactly.
No, but I'm saying I didn't learn it from my mom. But that's how I am.
Would your
I didn't
exes?
ingest what I saw.
Would you guys as exes describe you as submissive?
Pardon?
No, mine won't. I won't even lie.
Mine will.
That doesn't surprise me.
Why?
With you.
But the guys I date now will tell you I'm very submissive.
You don't strike me as someone who's submissive.
I'm too submissive. If
Do you
anything.
believe that you should be submissive to all the men you date?
No.
I don't think
Circumstances make you submit. I feel like if a woman is put in an environment where she feels like, correct me if I'm wrong, but
Hold up. Hold the fuck up. Okay, whatever.
woman is put in an environment where she feels safe, where she feels she's allowed to be a woman, and she's in an environment where there's respect both ways, subconsciously, if she's not crazy, she'll be submissive.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you think men get that?
I think you're either submissive or you're not.
Yeah,
I don't really think you can pick and choose.
I agree.
Do you think
I don't think you can really. I don't think you can pick and choose when you're submissive.
I think there's a difference.
That's like
between-
men. That's like men saying I pick and choose when I'm going to be masculine. So that's
Yeah.
like Sarah wearing a dress and coming in and saying, "What up, guy?"
That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna
I
happen.
think it's a big
That
difference
ain't
between
gonna happen.
submission and
Okay.
respect. If you don't respect your partner, it's different from not being submissive. I'm naturally a submissive person. However, I can be put in situations where I'm arguing with him and I can be disrespectful. That doesn't mean I'm not submissive.
I think being,
Why would you want to disrespect someone like that?
You can disrespect someone in any situation.
like Nigerians say, I can call you
I feel
auntie
like
and still disrespect you.
submission, you need to respect in order to submit fully.
Not all the time.
I do.
I think
Well,
so.
there can be aspects of submission where you don't need to respect them. It can literally just be, yes, sir. That doesn't mean you respect them.
I would
Yeah,
not
but
call
outward,
anyone
yeah,
sir
but,
that
yeah, but
don't
your outward behavior. I mean, like you might not respect them in your mind, but if you're submissive, your behavior will show
Submission
that
doesn't
you're.
mean not having a voice.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying you're outward because you just said, oh, you can just say yes and not respect, but you can be disrespect. At the point you're being disrespectful, you're not being submissive.
Can I have an
aspects of
example?
being submissive.
Can I have an example of how like you guys are submissive in your day-to-day life?
Well,
I thought you said
it's complicated.
what?
No, you're saying your day-to-day life.
Yeah, because you're
not your
saying,
relationships,
yeah.
right?
So because you were saying you could be submissive in the real
So
world.
first of all, you clarify to us. Sorry, can you clarify to us what you deem as submission?
Well, submission basically is follower. It's like you're following leadership.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, but
I follow leadership at work.
No, that's a good example. Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah.
I'm a supporter. I actually work in as part of my program. I actually support the program. So that's my day to day.
honestly, I feel like submission should be both ways in a marriage.
Okay.
And that can be done differently though. I feel like
See, and I like the fact that Pearl is out there in England doing all these interviews, because Pearl apparently she lives in England. She's American, but she lives in England, and I like the fact that she's out there doing these interviews. It's almost like coming to here in Canada and doing it, because those leftist movements, like those hardcore leftist movements, they've already reached a pinnacle in Canada and the United Kingdom and France and these countries, and so like it's just about to get to the US. Like it's getting there, bro. It's almost there. Like y'all fighting for it right now. So I'm just showing y'all, like in England, like they are in Canada, England, like they are so far gone, bro. Like they are far gone. So just a little insight on that.
my husband may be submissive in a sense where any decision that he chooses to make, we talk about it first. It's not a thing where, oh, it's my house, I pay for this, and I'm going to do
but
this.
The question is, when you guys disagree, who makes the decision? Because at some point you guys are going to disagree.
Who makes the decision? He makes the decision.
Yeah,
he has to get the last word.
Yeah. So you are submissive to him then.
Yeah. I never said I wasn't.
That's why she's married.
Wow.
That's why she's married.
No, that's not why I'm married.
That's not why she's married.
But yeah.
Okay.
What, you disagreed with that one?
It's hard, you know, because I know, like Pearl mentioned, she was like, oh, like I just think it's a thing that you are and you can't choose. But the state of some men nowadays who can't make a decision to take a girl out on a date, like, oh, where do you want to go? Blah blah blah. Like it is that bad. Like it's that bad out there. Like certain men can't plan a date. Like they'll be like, oh, where would you like to go? And stuff like that. Like it's that bad.
Yeah, but feminine women don't deal with guys like that.
But we're talking, that's feminine women. But more women are becoming masculine.
Right.
So you know how you said that you feel like submission is something you just have or not. Right? You said that. I don't believe that. You know, and the reason why I don't believe that is because I know how I am now and how I wasn't before, and I was nowhere near submissive. But I think it was because of the situation I was in. Maybe it was in me and I didn't know. That I can't argue with that.
Do you think you're confrontational?
Maybe because we're on the pod, you're thinking that. But on a normal day, I'm chilled. On a normal day, I'm chilled.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I don't believe. So I generally, I do agree with you. I don't believe that if the right guy came along and said, look, like first date, I want you wearing this. I want you here at that time. You're gonna kick off.
I think that would ginger me. I can't even lie.
But this is why I said
ginger me is like it'll give me the like yes.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think you're gonna start kicking off being like, no, actually, I'm this independent woman. Like, no, you wouldn't. You'd be like, okay, yeah, no, I'd do it.
Yeah, but that's what. Yeah, but a man that talks to you like that doesn't respect you and therefore doesn't submit.
Not in that way.
He doesn't respect you.
No, if you're gonna, this is what you're gonna wear.
Not in that way.
But not in that way. It's like,
isn't that? Wait. So he's nice enough to take you on a date, and you're mad about the way that he took you on a date?
No, but
are you like what?
Wait,
like that's what I'm saying.
I'm
saying it's nice.
Wow.
I'm saying it's nice.
Just because you took me on a date doesn't mean you're entitled to tell me.
You have to let me talk. This is my show. It's rude if you keep interrupting me.
Sorry.
So I'm saying if he's nice enough to take you on a date.
Yo, Pearl be checking these bitches.
Why are you complaining about him telling you what time to come and what to wear?
No, you can't tell. You can tell me what time to come. It's a date at the end of the day.
I know, but if he says what to wear, like,
no, it's the way you tell me. That's what I said.
Yeah,
it's not you. That's why I said if you're saying, oh, this is what you're going to wear, you can't talk to me like that.
No, I
it's
think
the
you're just
way.
taking it that way.
That's
I think in the way you.
But you realize that that's really confusing for men.
Yeah.
Because like we pick up on things that men don't, like tone of voice and like eye contact and like smaller things. So when you say, oh, you can't talk to me that way, and you're saying
who can't make a decision to take a girl out on a date, like, oh, where do you want to go? Blah blah.
To men, that's very confusing.
It's not. Well, if it's confusing, then I'm sorry, you need to go back to school because everybody knows the way you talk to somebody can have a different result. You can get a different result.
I think it just came out aggressive. I don't think that was his intention. His intention was, I'm taking charge. We're going here. This is what I want you to wear. This is what time I want you to be ready by. Not in a controlling way. In a do you go trying?
In a what way?
Not
in a controlling way, but in a being assertive.
It's like acting in good faith with someone, not like immediately just jumping that. Oh, he's trying to control you.
I didn't say he's trying. That's not what I
think it just came out aggressive, but I don't think that was the
saying
intention.
How you say something. For example, I'm not saying you can't tell me, oh, can you wear something like this, or this is the time we have to meet. As I said, everything is how you talk to somebody, because remember, this is a first date. So how you talk to me, I'm going to be picking up on that as well. So that's what I'm not saying he's going to be controlling. If the way you say it may come across controlling, that's why you have to be careful when you're talking to people. First impressions matter. And that's just, if that's confusing for you, then sorry.
I mean, if you don't like it, then you don't have to turn up on the day.
No,
Like,
if I don't, no. This is what
Do you
I'm
know what I mean?
saying, and this is why marriages don't work. Oh, if you don't like it, then you can. No, you can have a conversation with somebody and be like, oh, do you know what? Because at the end of the day, you don't know me. You don't know that I don't like it. So I'm going to give you a chance to get to know me, and I'll explain to you what I like and what I don't like. It's not about, oh, I don't like it, I'm not going on the date. No, I'll still go, but we'll have a conversation, and I'll just let you know, okay, this is what I like and this is what I don't like.
So don't tell me what to wear and stuff like. Well, I didn't even tell you.
I'll deliver it how I'm going to deliver it.
Yeah. I think you might have misinterpreted kind of what I said.
Okay.
The reason why I say I'm going to tell you what to wear is because most of the time I'm not going to tell you where I'm going to go, where we're going to go. It's going to be a surprise.
You know what she needs.
So
you didn't say
do you know what I mean? You didn't let me finish.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't interrupt you though. Somebody else did.
Sorry, y'all.
Okay, I'm going to read super chats for a second. Guys, you already know what we are saving for, okay? Get Ish a camera.
Let's go.
You want to know what Ish looks like? Send a super chat. All super chats will be read for the most part. And to start, we got $100 super chat. Let's go. Okay, Chris. Thank you to the ladies on the couch. You help keep other women delusional and remain as side chicks to guys like me. You are my virtual wing woman. I could not live the lifestyle without other women co-signing the lies I tell them. Don't back down. I need you. Sorry. Okay, Kane Marco. Modern women can't stand facts and statistics. Their concern is fleeting happiness, the sisterhood and fairy tales, the things that men actually want from them flies right over their heads. Sentience, what rubbish. When women ask, how's your dating life question, it's not a genuine question, especially in a debate. It's used to bring awareness and shame to someone other than the one who asked the question. Bad faith. Alistair Horton. Sadly, happiness is nothing more than dopamine high, and like any drug is addictive. You don't let your emotions control you. Sentience. Oh, Sarah is back. The real Pearl is finally back. I am working, but looking forward to calling out the bullocks as it comes out. Like the disingenuous guy with weak arguments next to the other Pearl. Swoosh baseball addict. To the dummy in green, you can't be a rider and leave. A rider is defined by staying. Stop the cap. Also, you're a baby mama. Two kids, no husband. DeQuarn. Dating a rich guy but no ring. She's a side chick without knowing it. The UK Economist. What would an affluent man pass his wealth to another bloodline? Why should he give another man's kids his success and wealth? Add up. Strong, responsible chords in a man don't change with time unless you're weak. You chose a weak man. You rushed an important decision with your emotions. These are the results. MGTOW by logic. When a woman says people change, what it actually means is I, along with other women, don't have actual core values, will adjust as needed. The UK Economist. Remember, women only attract certain types of men they qualify for. Your guest most likely did not qualify for a high quality gentleman who could be a fantastic husband and father. Pearl, I keep getting started on supporting my future baby mama. You go ahead and flex on your panel because I am a six-figure black man with a job in STEM, no jump shot. Now get my stepson Ish a camera.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. We have substituted. We've switched. And it's the hottest day of the year. Okay, it's the hottest day of the year, folks. Okay, so you might see people like fanning and like trying to like stay cool.
Yeah,
but it's like
they don't have air conditioning here, guys.
There's no air conditioning here. So yeah, when you see our shiny faces and our sweaty faces, just know that it's the hottest day of the year right now. So that's why you can see us like this. We're just switching it up. We are just getting some new panel members in and switching out the old ones with the Ish, the man that needs his own camera. He's actually doing it for us. So
okay. Also, we're turning on members only now. So if you guys want to be a part of the chat, sign up for our memberships. If you have a comment you want read, super chat it and we'll read it. Also, we have a new Facebook page and a Twitch page, so go follow that. It should be in the description. And if you want to come on the show, DM Eddie. If you're in London, his Instagram is in the description.
Nice. Okay. When it comes to baby daddies and baby mamas, do baby daddies get the same stigma that baby mamas do? Single mothers.
I don't think we get the same stigma because I think statistically, if a child is raised in a single father household, they actually do better, surprisingly enough. I think when I first heard that, I was like shocked by that. I think there's reasons for it. I think in general, not always, like I said, this is a general rule, our temperaments are the same throughout the year. So we don't have obviously the time of the month or anything. So I think we can be consistent, whereby if a child's raised in a single parent, single mom household, obviously there's different times whereby if she's going through a menstrual cycle, her mood may change and that could affect the child as well. So
sound like a chauvinist.
Yeah, I am. I do believe in the patriarchy.
You sound like a misogynist. Do baby fathers get the same stigma?
I think that's a bit of a silly comment to make, to be honest with you, to say that children are impacted by the menstrual cycle of their mother.
No, I think
They are. We're chemically different every single day. It's confusing for a child. That's why men are fathers statistically are better like raising kids after the age of 8 because it's confusing.
But to use that as a measure of like how well a parents.
it's not saying I'm not putting criticism on the mum. It's just how it is.
Yeah, we're
You
just
know,
we're wired
yeah,
different.
Yeah, for example, I've always said men tend to go with their intellect, where women tend to go with their intuition. That's our difference. It's not a criticism. It's just the way we're built.
Yeah, I can't dispute that. That obviously there is a difference. Between,
It's the same reason like women have the majority of the debt is because we're more influenced by like emotion and like ad campaigns are typically targeted towards women.
But are we like looking at that as an effective parent or as a
Well, no, I'm saying it's the same reason is because we're more governed by emotions. Is the same reason like men or kids tend to do better with single fathers over single mothers over the age of 8.
Okay.
Yeah, hence why the two-parent household is the best solution.
Is the best solution. 100%.
I would have to agree.
You would have to agree with...
For which with
that. I agree that, with what this gentleman here is saying, that,
Thank you.
it makes sense. Well, I agree with the statistics. It does actually make sense. I haven't read the statistics, but it does make sense because, as you said, women are governed by our emotions. This is why two-parent household is necessary. Men and women, we're not the same. It creates a balance.
Yeah. And we need each other.
Exactly.
We're interdependent.
Exactly. So for me, I have 2 nieces and a nephew, and I look after them sometimes. And I feel like when I see the mom involved and the father involved, my brother, there's more of a disciplinary energy that my brother holds, that he'll be able to come in and be more a bit structured and, I guess, govern the situation in a different way.
Yeah.
Not to say it's better, but in a different way. And when those 2 solutions and those 2 different perspectives come together, it works. It's it's the way the Most High intended it to be. So
yeah, and
that's my standpoint.
And plus, remember, back in the old days, what would mothers always say to their children? Wait till your father comes. And that put the fear of God into that household.
Yeah, and I agree. I'd have to agree. Yeah.
So I have a question. Do you guys at what point should mothers put their happiness above their kids? Because we know that single parent households, like kids are at a disadvantage, right? So for me, I don't think there's really a good reason to break up a home outside of like extreme cheating, abuse, like the extreme scenarios, because I feel like as a mother, you should want to put your kids' happiness above your own.
Yeah, I agree. I think at no point, I think once you have children, you have to understand that it's no longer about you. You have to become selfless. And your children are paramount. So,
How realistic is that in these days and times?
I don't know. I don't know. I just think.
Do you feel like women are putting their happiness before their children's?
Definitely, most definitely. I think I think a lot of women nowadays, if you want to say modern day women, they're very materialistic. Very very materialistic. It's like what you said. We're more likely to be in debt and things like that. Because I guess we all want to go out and get our nails done, get our hair done, stuff like that. The vanity aspect of things. Whereas men primarily wouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
Going back to what you said as well, a man would be more like, okay, I'm going to work. My children need to be taken care of. Is there dinner on the table? That type of thing. But with women, it's a bit different. And I don't want to sound like what do people say, pick me and stuff like that.
Oh, you're sounding like a pick me already.
But do you know what? Honestly, this is my standpoint. I come from a single parent household. I grew up with my dad for majority of the time, but it got to a point where my dad wasn't involved, and I saw the way my mum has been throughout all of that. Because one of the ladies was saying it before. I can't remember who was saying it, but there's a certain type of closure that comes with when a father passes away and a woman understands maybe what her place was in that dynamic and the father passes away. But when there's infidelity, etc., and the father is kicked out, it's a different type of dynamic. So for me, the way my mum's always been, she's been very selfless. She's always put myself and my brother first.
Right.
And I feel like that's built certain levels and certain principles and values within us that do come from scripture, do come from the Most High. But I feel like, sorry, I lost my train of thought. But I feel like women have a lot to assess in this day and age. It's not just entirely because of women. Society as a whole has a lot to answer for, but we do need to do a lot of, reflection on what our goals are. And, as you said, women aren't really wanting to have children. So that just shows you right off the bat, women aren't trying to put children for themselves because they know once they have children.
I think the society we live in is quite anti-life.
I agree.
I think it's quite anti-life, especially when it comes to the importance of children. Like we've just had, in America, the Roe versus Wade case, and people have gone crazy about it. And it's like people are now arguing whether or not life should exist. And I think that is actually, crazy. I think that's actually, it speaks to the society in which we live in. Like, it's just an anti-life society.
You know what I think about a lot? If it was a dog that they were pulling off the limbs one by one, crushing the soul and skull and sucking it out of the womb, like people would have a different opinion.
It's crazy.
But it's weird because when it's like an actual kid, they don't care.
Yeah.
I think the type of comments, because I saw a few things online and people going up to people asking, like, what are your views? And the type of comments that I saw women making, I'm just like, wow, is this how far gone we've how far gone we are in society?
Yeah.
I mean, your perspective and your opinion is your own, but we need to value life more. Exactly, we need to value life more. We really do.
Dying.
Well, and they even like I was doing interviews the other day and someone was like, "Oh, you're brainwashed because you're American." I'm like, "Why is it when a girl has an opinion that's not the same as most women, where I'm automatically brainwashed?" Like, can't as a woman I think for myself, or are you?
No, you're supposed to go down the liberal, I guess, left-leaning line as a woman.
Yeah.
Is what you're supposed to do. And if you're a conservative woman, then you're brainwashed and you're a pick-me or whatever.
You get to the point like, you're having conversation like, what is a woman now? Like, you don't want to have kids, but what is a woman? Like, you see that now as well. There's like that commentary that comes from that side of the aisle. So how much degeneracy can you push in society before people go, "Now I've had enough"?
Yeah, I remember I saw a meme the other day, and it has a picture of Wonder Woman and the debate whether a woman. So the first meme was, in 1960, this was Wonder Woman. Yeah. Now, what is a woman?
It's true.
I think it's kind of like a good thing, though, that we are kind of moving away from this representation of what a woman should and shouldn't be. And we're now kind of in this era where all of those rules about being a woman and what it is to be a woman, even choosing themselves over their own children, I think is something that is completely changing what it means to be to be and stand as a woman in this society.
I think you make a good point there, but don't you feel that being a woman is something innate? Let me give you an example. In the animal kingdom, I don't think there's a debate. The lioness does most of the hunting because it's innate in her. And it's the male lion that obviously protects the pride and stuff. We don't say, the animal kingdom society is told the lioness to be the primary hunter. We just say it's innate in her.
No, of course, but I think above all of that instinctual behavior, the thing that throws us apart from lions as humans is that we have thought.
Yeah, but
you can't undo our biology is the thing. And I think it's not, women can have the choice, right? They can have the choice to do whatever they want. I support that. But a lot of times we lie to women and say they're going to be happy when the least happy group of women is 45 single and childless.
I think we're lying. I think we lie to people in terms of what happiness even really is and what it should feel. I feel that, in society, we're told that happiness is this continuous state of euphoria to some people. We don't really argue the fact that we're all trying to achieve this certain state in life, but actually that state of life is just completely misrepresented and unrealistic.
Yeah, I think the word we should be using is self-happiness. So I remember when the other girls were here, they were looking, I need to be happy. I think the word that you need to say is fulfillment or joy. Yeah. Because happiness, I can take an ecstasy pill and be happy.
Yeah, definitely. Fulfillment, joy, and I think purpose as well. And I think where we ask this question about, well, should we even like, why is even life even existed? Well, it's, I think, what the comment you made earlier about life.
What about being anti-life?
Yeah, being anti-life. But in a way, it's like, okay, well, with all this purpose, we want to have that we all are seeking meaning within what it is we're trying to do.
Yeah, but
But what could be more meaningful than a child?
than life. I think like the most basic like tenet of survival is life must continue.
Yeah.
Like everybody knows that. If we don't let life continue, then we have no survival.
Because even me, like I have a career. Let's say I hit 1 million subs or 10 million subs. Let's say this gets really huge. It means nothing if I don't have a kid.
I
At
agree.
65, like you're gonna be 65 and alone and happy at Christmas.
But what's the message you're trying to put out there to people?
What do you mean?
So like you're saying you could have 1 million subs, and then even then if you don't have a child, then it all kind of means nothing. But then without that child there, but you're still doing something. So
without the child there?
Yeah, without even having a child, by you creating a platform with 1 million subscribers, for example, and actually putting these conversations out there.
Well, my message is that feminism lies to women, and they tell you to prioritize your career above all else, when family is what's the most important thing. And if women are free to choose what they want to choose, do what you want to do. But it's dishonest to say you're going to be happy if you chase the bag.
The thing is, women actually know this, and they deny it to themselves. Do you know what I mean? Like, women know that they are the most fulfilled when they are pursuing that life of a husband even if it's not a husband, even if it's a partner and a child and that family life. And I think women have now been convinced, oh no, you know what? That's not what it is. Chase the bag. And it's like, well, the people that are chasing the bag are the most unhappy.
You know what? I agree.
We're now kind of in this era where all of those rules about being a woman and what it is to be a woman, even choosing themselves over their own children, I think is something that is completely changing what it means to be to be and stand as a woman in this society.
I think you make a good point there, but don't you feel that being a woman is something innate? Let me give you an example. In the animal kingdom, I don't think there's a debate. The lioness does most of the hunting because it's innate in her. And it's the male lion that obviously protects the pride and stuff. We don't say, oh, the animal kingdom society is told the lioness to be the primary hunter. We just say it's innate in her.
No, of course, but I think above all of that instinctual behavior, the thing that throws us apart from lions as humans is that we have thought.
Yeah, but
you can't undo our biology is the thing. And I think it's not, women can have the choice, right? They can have the choice to do whatever they want. I support that. But a lot of times we lie to women and say they're going to be happy when the least happy group of women is 45 single and childless.
I think we're lying. I think we lie to people in terms of what happiness even really is and what it should feel. I feel that, you know, in society, we're told that happiness is this continuous state of euphoria to some people. We don't really argue the fact that we're all trying to achieve this certain state in life, but actually that state of life is just completely misrepresenting and unrealistic.
Yeah, I think the word we should be using is self-happiness. So I remember when the other girls were here, they were looking, I need to be happy. I think the word that you need to say is fulfillment or joy. Because happiness, I can take an ecstasy pill and be happy.
Yeah, definitely. Fulfillment, joy, and I think purpose as well. And I think where we ask this question about, well, should we even like, why is even life even existed? Well, it's, I think, what in the comment you made earlier about life.
What about being anti-life?
Yeah, being anti-life. But in a way, it's like, okay, well, you know, we're, with all this purpose, we want to have, that we all are seeking meaning within what it is we're trying to do.
Yeah, but
But what could be more meaningful than a child?
Than life. I think like the most basic like tenet of survival is life must continue.
Yeah.
Like everybody knows that. If we don't let life continue, then we have no survival.
Because even me, like I have a career. Let's say I hit 1 million subs or 10 million subs. Let's say this gets really huge. It means nothing if I don't have a kid.
I
At
agree.
65, like you're gonna be 65 and alone and happy at Christmas.
But what's the message you're trying to put out there to people?
What do you mean?
So, like, you're saying you could have 1 million subs, and then even then, if you don't have a child, then it all kind of means nothing. But then, without that child there, but you're still doing something. So
without the child there?
Yeah, without even having a child, by you creating a platform with 1 million subscribers, for example, and actually putting these conversations out there.
Well, my message is that feminism lies to women, and they tell you to prioritize your career above all else, when family's what's the most important thing. And if women are free to choose what they want to choose, do what you want to do. But it's dishonest to say you're going to be happy if you chase the bag.
The thing is, women actually know this, and they deny it to themselves. Do you know what I mean? Like, women know that they are the most fulfilled when they are pursuing that life of a husband or even if it's not a husband, even if it's a partner and a child and that family life. And I think women have now been convinced, oh no, you know what? That's not what it is. Chase the bag. And it's like, well, the people that are chasing the bag are the most unhappy.
You know what? I agree and I disagree because, as Tiffany said, and someone else said it as well, like, you can be happy and fulfilled with your career and things like that. And some people are just naturally nurturing and maternal, and some people actually aren't. When you're naturally maternal and nurturing, you want that, you crave that. But there's some women out there who actually aren't.
Yeah, I think
even if they, sorry to cut you, but even if they have a child, then it's like, what did they say? Every child deserves a parent, but not every parent deserves a child. So I think, yeah, that's where my mindset is.
Yeah,
with what
I
you're
think
saying.
sometimes what feminine sometimes says, you can have it all, but they say the lie is you can have it all at the same time. I think what the doctrine should be, you can have it all, but at different times.
Yeah.
So, for example, when you're young, I think a woman's because it's innate in her. And it's the male lion that obviously protects the pride and stuff. We don't say, oh, the animal kingdom society is told the lioness to be the primary hunter. We just say it's innate in her.
No, of course, but I think above all of that instinctual behavior, the thing that throws us apart from lions as humans is that we have.
Yeah, but
you can't undo our biology is the thing, and I think it's not women.
Because it's innate in her.
Happy when the least happy group of women is 45 single and childless.
I think we're lying. I think we lie to people in terms of what happiness even really is and what it should feel. I feel that, you know, in society, we're told that happiness is this continuous state of euphoria to some people. We don't really argue.
Because it's innate in her. And it's the pride.
I think above all of that instinctual behavior, the thing that throws us apart from lions as humans is that we have thought.
Yeah, but
you can't undo our biology is the thing. You can't undo our.
Yeah, but
you can't undo our biology is the thing. And I think it's not, women can have the choice, right? They can have the choice to do whatever they want. I support that. But a lot of times we lie to women and say they're going to be happy when the least happy group of women is 45 single.
Happiness
Subs or 10 million subs, let's say this gets really huge, it means nothing if I don't have a kid.
I
At
agree.
65, like, you're gonna be 65 and alone and happy at Christmas.
But what's the message you're trying to put out there to people?
What do you mean?
So, like, you're saying you could have 1 million subs, and then even then, if you don't have a child, then it all kind of means nothing. But then without that child there, but you're still doing something. So
without the child there?
Yeah, without even having a child, by you creating a platform with 1 million
Mhm.
subscribers, for example,
Mhm.
and actually putting these conversations out there.
Well, my message is that feminism women, and they tell you to prioritize your career above all else when families most important thing. And if women are free to choose what they want to choose, do what you want to do. But it's dishonest to say you're going to be happy if you chase the bag.
The thing is, women actually know this, and they deny it to themselves. Do you know what I mean? Like, women know that they are the most fulfilled when they are pursuing that life of a husband or even if it's not a husband, even if it's a partner and a child and that family life. And I think women have now been convinced, oh no, you know what? That's not what it is. Chase the bag. And it's like, well, the people that are chasing the bag are the most unhappy.
You know what?
Once the children are old, then pursue the career. So you have the best of both worlds.
But I think when it comes to like the whole baby daddy and baby mother situation is that women have children and then after having the children, they want to try and do the whole hot girl summer thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like, let's do it after I've had children. It's like, well, you know,
Yeah,
you kind of chose your lane there.
That's
you know
like
what I mean?
sometimes how weird is it when I see girls like they'll come on the show, they'll have kids, and I look at their Instagram, it's like their ass is all over Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm like, I would be mortified if I was a kid and my mom ever put something like that on the internet. And I think about this, and I don't have kids. Like when I post shit, I'm like, I want to have kids someday. I can't have anything like weird that I don't want them to see.
But I guess it's kind of telling of the society that we live in as well, because you know a lot of women, the majority of women, they're looking at this standard of like you know the superstars. I don't want to put names out there, but I'm talking about all those people out there, they've had their children and they're still out here on the swimsuits, etc., etc., etc. I'm not here to judge anyone. I know where my standard of life is. It comes from the Most High. It comes from Scripture. That's my standard. Do you understand? And I think that standard is conducive to life. It's like what you said earlier, anti-life. And I think because women see that, they want that. And they're not thinking, okay, what's best for me? I don't know. I kind of haven't unlocked that, but I think that's what the standard in society is. That's what society is selling women nowadays, and they're falling into that.
Do any women here today have kids currently on the panel?
I don't.
Okay, since I've missed the mothers, can I just say something? I know it's the hottest day of the year, but I'm hot because I've heard so much stuff this evening that I disagree with. I'm so hot. But it seems I'm not going to get the direct retort that I was hoping for.
You were hoping for.
So I just want to make it clear right now, yeah?
Yeah, don't worry.
You don't get better than your baby. No, because you don't get better than your baby father 9 times out of 10.
Right.
Yeah, you don't, yeah?
Right.
And negating personal experience from the general rule does not prove anything, yeah? To earn, I know this doesn't refer to you two, but I just need to get this off my chest because I feel like some viewers are like, is no one going to address this? Like, my humble opinion, to earn twice as much as the average male, yeah, is extremely extraordinary, yeah? And if you're and for somebody to be in such an extraordinary circumstance, yeah, they have to have a level of respect for that and not make it sound like it's just average Joe stuff. Because at the end of the day, the fact that you're in such an extraordinary personal circumstance doesn't disprove the rule. It doesn't disprove the argument, really. It doesn't.
Okay, big question. Just to throw a bone to the sisters here. Do you think that, because I think it's very easy to say, why can't you be a wife? One of the things that Kevin Samuels would always say, who taught you to be a wife? But then again, we don't have families or institutions that can teach young women to be wives, you see. So I think it's a bit harsh to expect that to happen in the 21st century. Because let's face it, especially what gets pumped up in the media and what we watch, that will influence you.
But wasn't that traditionally from the mother or the grandmother to pass that?
Yeah, but we don't have that these days. We have broken families now. So
but in that sense, not all families are broken, right? So there has to be somewhere in the family where that can happen.
I think in the Western context, like I said, the poorest demographic is obviously the black community.
You took long to say that, man. What's the hesitation for?
Sorry?
You took long to say. You took long, like you was weighing it up. Like, who might it be? Bro, roll it off the tongue, bro.
Okay.
Fuck.
But I'm just saying though that, for when we had the three ladies here, and obviously they were saying that they're single mums and stuff like that. The argument is, okay, what example did they see about a conceited nuclear family and stuff like that, and it's hard.
Not a feminine one.
Well, I said the baby mama culture has taken over, whether it be in the house, whether it be in the media, whether it be since you step out your house.
And the thing is, there's no shame anymore. That's the other thing. Like every bad decision a girl makes, she's bailed out of.
Thank you.
Every single one, and it's really frustrating because if a girl gets pregnant, right, she can get bailed out by an abortion, or she can become a single mom and then get money from the government or her baby daddy. And who pays for both of those things? It's men. Yeah. Men are feeding into all the systems that bail us out.
I think so. To
be a wife. One of the things that Kevin Samuels would always say, be a wife. But then again, we don't have families or institutions that can teach young women to be wives, you see. So I think it's a bit harsh to expect that to happen in the 21st century. Because let's face it, especially what gets pumped up in the media and what we watch, that will influence you.
But wasn't that traditionally from the mother or the grandmother to pass that?
Yeah, but we don't have that these days. We have broken families now. So
but in that sense, not all families are broken, right? So there has to be somewhere in the family where that can happen.
I think in the Western context, like I said, the poorest demographic is obviously the black community.
You took long to say that, man. What's the hesitation for?
Sorry?
You took long to say. You took long, like you was weighing it up. Like, who might it be? Bro, roll it off the tongue, bro.
Okay.
Fuck.
But I'm just saying though that, for when we had the three ladies here, and obviously they were saying that they're single mums and stuff like that. The argument is, okay, what example did they see about a conceited nuclear family and stuff like that, and it's hard.
Not a feminine
Yeah.
one.
Well, I said the baby mama culture has taken over, whether it be in the house, whether it be in the media, whether it be since you
Well,
step out your
and
house.
the thing is, there's no shame anymore. That's the other thing. Like every bad decision a girl makes, she's bailed out of.
Thank you.
Every single one, and it's really frustrating because if a girl gets pregnant, right, she can get bailed out by an abortion, or she can become a single mom and then get money from the government or her baby daddy. And who pays for both of those things? It's men.
Yeah.
Men are feeding into all the systems that bail us out.
I think, sorry to jump in, but I think I don't want to put all the blame on women, but I do believe that women have more power than we actually realize. Because even back in the day, like I'm reading the Iliad right now, and a lot of wars were started because of women.
Read the Odyssey.
So-
I think women realise
Yeah,
it,
who
to be
said
honest.
that? I'm going
I
to
said
read the Odyssey. Yeah, that's
Women
my
realise.
next book lined up. But I just feel like women aren't realizing the amount of power that they have. As you said, there's a lot of crutches that we have in society that are making us feel like we have this power. But I feel like it's a bit on just
No, I think,
you know,
Girls
the,
and
the,
Abigail
women
here.
know. I think there's a select. I think there's just as we have an upper select portion of men who might be seen as pre-select or upper echelon. Yeah.
no, I agree. I feel like women do
there's
know.
a portion of men who maybe don't relate to that top tier, who are well aware of the fact that a lot of women are well aware of the power that they hold.
I think some aren't though. I think ignorance is bliss.
How many men-
I mean, ignorance is bliss, but I think there's actual ignorance as well. Like, I think some
What
ladies
kind of
just-
power do you mean?
We have the power to, inspire men to carry ourselves in a way that, not all of them, but will encourage them to treat us in a different way. And I think if women band together and actually started to maybe carry ourselves in more of a modest way, I don't want to sound, as I said, unpopular opinion, I'm probably going to have a lot of that here. But I feel like if we start to carry ourselves in a certain way, then, I don't want to say schooling guys, but just carrying ourselves in a certain way.
Well, but I think
know?
the problem is after birth control, you can't go back because there's always going to be a girl that puts her tits out to get something, like whether it's OnlyFans, whether it's just being like the side chick, whether it's because the problem is after birth control, it gave us the ability to basically girls that are 4s, 5s, and 6s to sleep with the 8s, 9s, and 10s. So everyone's screwing the same 20, 10, 15% of guys, and the issue is like after birth control, like you can't go back.
But I think we've just entered a realm where women are given more choice, but I think they don't realize the power of the choices that they make behind them because they still because we've been conditioned in such a way that not most women, but some women feel they fall into that category of feeling.
Men are feeding into all the systems that bail us out.
I think, sorry to jump in, but I think I don't want to put all the blame on women, but I do believe that women have more power than we actually realize.
Activity for men, they don't give a shit.
Thank you.
There's no
Thank you.
and if a girl gets like sleeps with a ton of people, there's slut shaming, and so like they take away the things that men care about,
Yep.
but they don't do that to women. Like even so, if we get fat, we're bailed out of that decision because there's body positivity. If we sleep around, we're bailed out of that decision. So if we decide to be slutty, we're bailed out because there's birth control. If that fails, we're bailed out because of abortion. If that fails and you keep the kid and you're homeless, you're bailed out because there's women and children's centers. If that doesn't work, there's some government program. And here I'm not sure what it is, but there's always some government program paying out single mothers. So it's like whatever we do, we're bailed out.
Do you know who has that? Do you know who has that many bailouts or that many back doors that they can actually go through? Do you know the only other group of people that have that many back doors? Children.
True.
Just saying.
Yeah. Question: do you think women have too many choices?
Yeah.
And do you think too many choices is a bad thing?
I think that we all have choices that we are unaware of.
But do you think too many choices is actually a bad thing? Because I actually agree, but this is not just for women. This is for men.
I think so because we don't understand that there's consequences. Like,
Well, that's the whole
it's
thing
'cause-
about the whole baby daddy, baby mama culture. Like that whole, oh, what are the consequences of me doing this? I've always said to people, anyone can have sex with anyone they want to. I'm not going to tell people not to have sex, but have it in a way where you're not creating a generation of children, right? That are going to be, you know.
Well, and the narrative is that there's a bunch of deadbeat dads that aren't taking care of their kids, and that she just got finessed or she just fell in love. Like, and even when I bring like baby mothers on here, it's always the guy. It's never anything with them or I picked wrong. There's no accountability for their actions. It's always I picked wrong, therefore putting it on the guy.
And I'd like to hear. I'd like to hear the guy's version. Because baby mothers say a lot. They say, "Oh, my baby daddy's this, he's that," and I'm like,
toxic.
Yeah, I'm like, I wonder what the guys would be saying about you. Do you know what I mean? Like, what would guys like? How would they talk about you as a co-parent? How would they talk about you as a partner in general? Do you know what I mean? And we don't get to hear that narrative. So it's like, okay, cool. One of the reasons probably why Kevin Samuel said, you don't get any hand in your baby daddy. It's like, you know what? You picked him. Like, it's what you done.
And some.
But can I just say Sierra?
Yep. See, before you said, I was about to say.
I have a question. Do you look like Sierra? Do you look like Sierra? Do I look like Sierra?
I don't look like.
I'm saying like this is a girl that's a 9, and then.
I was right about to say before everybody said this. I was about to say people love because it's relatable to go to the famous examples.
It's true.
But I just want to say, even though you've just said it, my point was going to be people go to the high end relatable examples of this. But what do they?
Well, I mean,
like?
they're
really they're not average Jane though.
But we can see them though, so that's why we'll probably go to that.
But average Janes feel like it's a relatable example. Why is it relatable to them?
Do you know what? Going back to what the lady was saying before in the green dress, I feel what she's saying because
Really?
even just let me
Really?
to a degree, I feel what she's saying because even though she has got 2 children, etc., the way she carries herself, a man could fall in love with her.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, but the thing
like,
is,
how can you be so shallow to say
no,
rarely?
but understand
like,
something
a man
though.
could fall in love with her.
But that's like women are emotional. So you're looking at this from a girl's point of view because you're thinking like, oh, if I met a guy and he just charmed me the right way, like I could fall in love. And like a lot of girls do. Like they'll say, oh, I'd never date that, and then their next boyfriend is that. Like men are more logical. It's like a costs and a minuses sheet.
Yes.
Okay.
Like
So she can look great, and then keep it like, all right, I could fall in love with her. But he knows at the end of the day, he's going to be taking on her 2 boys.
Yeah.
So now he's got to weigh it up. Okay, cool. I might love her, but I'm gonna be 1 taking over our household, 2 going into a household with 2 boys.
Yeah, but
you can't undo our biology is the thing. And I think it's not women can have the choice, right? They can have the choice to do whatever they want. I support that. But a lot of times
that are chasing the bag are the most unhappy.
You know what?
Yeah, but
you can't undo our biology is the thing, and I think it's not. Women can have the choice, right? They can have the choice to do whatever they want. I support that, but a lot of times we lie to women and say they're going to be happy when the least happy.
Yep. Yep, 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 yep. Oh yeah. Twisted metal, baby. Twisted fucking metal. Twisted metal. It almost done. It almost done. It's a 4K video, man. Shit, you know? Well. We almost done? Yeah. Mm-mm. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I gotta piss so fucking bad. Man, is we almost there or what?
Is giving away.
My motherfucking video at, man. Motherfucking video at, man. Work, 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 work. It's a men wanna work, 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 work. I get a request from. Fuck you.
Full.
Yeah, but
you can't undo our biology is the thing, and I think it's not. Women can have the choice, right? They can have the choice to do whatever they want. I support that, but a lot of times we lie to women and say they're going to be happy when the least happy group of women is 45 single and childless.
I think we're lying. I think we lie to people in terms of what happiness even really is and what it should feel. I feel that, you know, in society, we're told that happiness is this continuous state of euphoria to some people. We don't really argue the fact that we're all trying to achieve this certain state in life, but actually that state of life
What the fuck was that?
Like even so, if we get fat, we're bailed out of that decision because there's body positivity. If we sleep around, we're bailed out of that decision. So if we decide to be slutty, we're bailed out because there's birth control. If that fails, we're bailed out because of abortion. If that fails and you keep the kid and you're homeless, you're bailed out because there's women and children's centers. If that doesn't work, there's some government program. And here I'm not sure what it is, but there's always some government program paying out single mothers. So it's like whatever we do, we're bailed out.
Do you know who has that? Do you know who has that many bailouts or that many back doors that they can actually go through? Do you know the only other group of people that have that many back doors? Children.
Oh, true.
Just saying.
Yeah. Question: do you think women have too many choices?
Yeah.
And do you think too many choices is a bad thing?
I think that we all have choices that we are unaware of.
But do you think too many choices is actually a bad thing? Because I actually agree even but this is not just for women. This is for men.
I think so, because we don't understand that there's consequences. Like,
well, that's the whole thing about the whole baby daddy, baby mama culture. Like that whole, what are the consequences of me doing this? I've always said to people, anyone can have sex with anyone they want to. I'm not going to tell people not to have sex, but have it in a way where you're not creating a generation of children, right? That are going to be, you know.
Well, and the narrative is that there's a bunch of deadbeat dads that aren't taking care of their kids, and that she just got finessed or she just fell in love. Like, and even when I bring like baby mothers on here, it's always the guy. It's never anything with them or I picked wrong. There's no accountability for their actions. It's always I picked wrong, therefore putting it on the guy.
And I'd like to hear the guy's version.
Yeah.
Because baby mothers say a lot. They say, oh, my baby daddy's this, he's that. And I'm like,
toxic.
Yeah, I'm like, I wonder what the guys would be saying about you. Do you know what I mean? Like, what would guys, like, how would they talk about you as a co-parent? How would they talk about you as a partner in general? Do you know what I mean? And we don't get to hear that narrative. So it's like, okay, cool. One of the reasons probably why Kevin Samuel said, you don't get any hand in your baby daddy. It's like, you know what? You picked him. Like, it's what you done.
And some.
But can I just say Sierra?
Yep. No. See, before you said I was about to say.
Okay, but I have a question. I have a question. Do you look like Sierra? Do you look like Sierra? Do I look like Sierra?
I don't look like.
No, I'm saying like this is a girl that's a 9, and then.
I was right about to say before everybody said this. I was about to say people love because it's relatable to go to the famous examples.
It's
yeah,
true.
But I just want to say, even though you've just said it, my point was going to be people go to the high end relatable examples of this. But what do they?
Well, I
look
mean,
like?
they're there.
Really, they're not average Jane though.
But we can see them though, so that's why we'll probably go to that.
But average Janes feel like it's a relatable example. Why is it relatable to them?
Do you know what? Going back to what the lady was saying before in the green dress, I feel what she's saying because, you know,
really,
even no, but just let me.
Really?
To a degree, I feel what she's saying because even though she has got 2 children, etc., the way she carries herself, a man could fall in love with her.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, but the thing
like,
is,
how can you be so shallow to say
no,
really?
but understand something
a man
though.
could fall in love with her.
But that's like women are emotional. So you're looking at this from a girl's point of view because you're thinking like, oh, if I met a guy and he just charmed me the right way, like I could fall in love. And like a lot of girls do. Like they'll say, oh, I'd never date that, and that, and then their next boyfriend is that. Like men are more logical. It's like a costs and a minuses sheet.
Yes.
Okay.
Like
So she can look great, and then keep it like, all right, I could fall in love with her. But he knows at the end of the day, he's going to be taking on her 2 boys.
Yeah.
So now he's got to weigh it up. Okay, cool, I might love her, but I'm going to be 1, taking over our household, 2, going into a household with 2 boys who know I'm not their father.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, all of these stuff has got to weigh up. So it's like, yeah, you know, you can have 2 children and look good, but like I said, on the quote-unquote dating market, are guys looking for you?
And she would rather, by the way, she clearly, what I took from earlier on is clearly that was somebody who would rather be with nobody, yeah, than be with anybody who it was felt like wasn't on her plateau, yeah. So that's fine, but then the conundrum again is the man them who you view on your plateau want what exactly
from you,
and then the men who may, because you see, one thing people don't necessarily talk about is the fact that, right, you know what? When men say that the sort of men who would step into a pre-made family, and some men say that, you know, that's a little weaker than the man who is not doing that.
I would say any man that does that to be a stepdad, actually, I think.
Do you think he's stronger than?
I think I would admire him because he's taken on a lot of debt.
Fam, you sound like the wife.
Admire
No,
him?
no,
You sound
no,
like
no.
the
What?
baby mom.
You'd admire him?
Come on, bro.
To some degree, I would.
I wouldn't. I mean,
Thank
seriously,
you.
if a guy tells
No,
me,
I don't think it's making sense.
if a guy tells me that he's would date a single mother, I'm like I feel like your vetting skills are off. Like, because to me, it's just not wise. It's not smart. Like, to me, there's something, and it's one thing. Like, I think if you both have kids, that's a different situation. I mean, I think like men. I think people with kids date each other. Just
let me clarify.
One at a time.
Okay, let me clarify. What I meant.
Wait, hold on. Do you want to finish your point?
Yeah.
About why you would do it?
I wouldn't do it. I don't think I have the strength. But I've said any man who does it,
yes,
I think I do admire him if he did it.
Can you explain why?
I think it's sacrificial. The fact that you're willing to take all the deficit to make a extended family with someone that it's not your kid. It's not something I would do. I don't think I've got the strength.
That's simp?
I wouldn't.
Not necessarily.
As someone who's done it, right? I would not advise it. It was a lesson that I had to learn. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it was a lesson that I had to learn, so I wouldn't advise it.
Yeah.
However, like I said, and I've said this before, men over a certain age, if they're looking for a woman of a certain age, say around 30, chances are they're gonna have a child or maybe a child or 2. Do you know what I mean? So that's something you got to weigh up. But I'm saying men who are like under 30, who are like in the prime of their life, if they're looking to get with a woman who's got a child, you're an idiot.
Yeah, but it's not the wise. I won't say it's not the wisest.
It's not the wisest.
To say it's weak, I think the biological father not looking after his kids, that's weak.
But why is that your immediate assumption? Because
No,
I'm saying it's like this is showing a gynocentric social order, and especially like I know you're involved in the church, especially in the church, it's like this coddling of women. Nah, she broke the home. More than likely, she probably left.
I would agree in general, but I'm just saying if any man wants to step in, I think there is something admirable for him doing that. I'm not advocating that, like Sarah said, he's had experience of it, and I don't think I'll have the strength to do that. But I'm just saying, I won't necessarily call that man weak.
But I would, and I'll tell you why, because the laws are so stacked against men. So you could be on the hook for child support of a kid that's not yours. Like, to me, that's just stupid.
Like I said, it's not the wisest decision.
As someone who's done it, and the thing is, I speak to men.
See, he's done it. He's not offended.
No, of course not. I speak to.
What do you ladies think? What do y'all think, ladies and gentlemen? What do y'all think? Y'all think it's fair that you get put on child support for a kid that ain't even yours?
Done it as well. And like I said, we've said it so many times, you get 100% of the responsibility as a father, and you do not get the authoritarian role 100% either. So,
and you
like
have no
I said,
legal rights.
You have
either.
no legal rights.
Or the responsibility.
So it is not a good thing to do in the long run. It's really not the smartest thing to do. A lesson that I had to learn for myself.
But is it not down to the man to then represent himself as a father to that child, so that the father?
But it will be hard for him. It will be hard.
If you understand mothers of children, right? Mothers of children have a biological connection to their child, and they know that you don't have that biological connection to that child, right? And so whether consciously or subconsciously, they will let you know that that's not your biological child, and it's not in the most forward way possible. And like I said, a lot of it is subconscious. A lot of it is little things that are done, and you're like, oh, if I was a dad, I would have been able to do that. But so I'm saying it's not a very good setup.
Yeah, I take your point, Sarah, in terms of if you're older in your 50s and you've already got that makes sense and stuff like that. But I suppose when you look at it from a cost-benefit analysis, and this is how men think, if you're in your 20s, your career's about to take off, and you meet a single mum with 2 sons,
run.
You're thinking, why would I do that?
No, seriously, run.
Yeah. I'm just seeing it from a superficial perspective.
Just run. There's no need for a man of that age to be getting with a single mother. Run. Because what she's looking for at that age is a stepfather for her children.
Ooh, I have a question. Do you feel like single mothers can ask for monogamy?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Because you're kind of cheating them out of the things that men value, right? There's clearly no purity there. So and you're asking a guy to compromise his mating strategy, right? Which is screw as many people as possible. And your mating strategy is to get all the resources.
Yeah, but can I just
it's like you're asking for a full compromise when it's like one-sided. Go ahead.
I don't understand this. Why is this one of men's what did you say is their
mating strategy?
No, like the things that they hold, whatever.
In high regard.
Why are you? But hold on a second. Why are you holding purity at high regard when you're out here beating every chick?
So the reason is because
I don't really understand that.
Men and women are different, and that's the thing. Like, if a girl has had sex with one person, they're a virgin. She has an 80% chance of a happy marriage. If she slept with more than 5, it goes down to 25% chance of 10 years having a happy marriage. So it's less valuable to a man. Where like a dude, the number one best is if they're both virgins. But if you take that off the table, like men's marital happiness increases like from 5 to 8 partners, where they're more happy with the girl because we bond more during sex. I mean, that's why we have terms like dickmatized.
and can we be honest? Women do want a man with sexual experience. Let's just be honest. That's why it's different. Women do not want a man, especially when it's time to get to that sexual place. They don't want a man that they've got to teach. They would prefer to be taught by a man. But a woman doesn't want a man with no sexual experience. He wants to have a man that doesn't know what he's doing in his bedroom. For that, you're going to need a man who's got sexual experience. Hence the reason why he cannot be out here banging all the chicks, because he's trying to get some experience. For you, maybe. I don't know.
I think it just depends on the person.
Yeah, I'd agree. I don't when I know.
So you want a man with no sexual experience?
I don't know about no sexual experience.
Personally, I wouldn't want to date someone with no sexual experience, but then. That's just me, but for
but that means he's got a experience. Sex.
I think right now.
So you want a guy with experience?
You want a guy with sexual? That's what I'm trying to say.
This is
Women want a guy with sexual experience.
Like, why would you disagree with say the same thing?
He doesn't know. He doesn't know how to talk to women. Doesn't know how to approach women. Guys that do that have had experience.
Yeah, but he can have experience, but it doesn't mean he has to have sexual experience. You can know how to approach a lady.
He may have her experience with Leah and Rachel.
That's the same. Me, what I value is a man who's got discipline. So a man who hasn't been out in the streets like beating every chick.
But Doesn't he have to know how to speak to you as a woman and get you to the point where you're thinking,
yeah, but this is another reason why I value family, because if he comes from a family where, you know, he has male figures around him, then 9 times out of 10, they probably know how to speak to the women within their family, why they've got a good unit, and that's been passed down to him. So he hasn't learned how to do these things out in the streets, and I think that's a very big issue in our society. We shouldn't be learning a lot of stuff from society. We should be learning it from the primary point of education, which is the home, the family. It's like we say, it takes a village, right? So I feel like there's a problem which, you know, we need to get to the root of, and it's like the family unit.
No, I agree with you. I do think it's the family unit, but a lot of times, like, you're putting an old set of values in 2022. We can't undo birth control, and a lot of the reason for a lack of family is the women. It's us. We don't want to get married. The average age of first marriage is 31.
Listen, I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm trying to get married. You know? I am trying to get married. Like, I'm a career-driven woman. However, my biggest aspiration in life is to get married and have a family. That's paramount to everything, because the family structure is important for society. It's not just important for just the family. Like, it's a trickle effect. It helps the economy. So I think that's what a lot of people need to realize. But I think people need to stop being so selfish in society.
You see how most, correct me if I'm wrong, fellow panelists, but most of us, when we entered the dating game in teenage years, puberty, whatever, the men amongst us, we stepped in the game understanding that we're the hunters,
right?
And that depending on how we're able to hunt, that is going to directly correlate with our success in the dating game. And most women have walked into the dating game ready-made, IKEA, ready-made IKEA. I'm aware that it is now, the onus is on men to impress me and to coerce me and to, so men, depending on where they've come from in their home life, may struggle with that than others. The men who struggle with that most likely are given no allowance from the women of their generation. Like, they don't give allowances for the men that might have a social deficit because they grew up with no dad. There's no allowance for that. They're just looked over instead of the men who did have a dad and grew up with a certain masculinity ingrained. Yeah.
But this is where communication is key, right?
Well, my thing is basically what I'm trying to say is that, you know, you have someone like a Lizzo, yeah. Lizzo doesn't find men who look like Lizzo attractive. You know what I'm saying? Lizzo's a hero, but DJ Khaled's a joke. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you go on the internet, you see that he's a joke, she's a hero. Do you know what I mean? They're both.
Generally, like in general society, things. Personally, I don't.
But most my point being basically what I'm trying to say basically is right. Yeah, is that there's a certain thing that I've noticed it. I'm a man. I'm not gay. I date women of all different levels. I understand it does work in levels, right? And you know. Not all women from my own experiences really have any concept of the idea that they would ever be in a position where they'd meet a man that they would have to graft for and that they would have to earn. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And be competitive.
Well, it's always you're the prize as a woman.
Yeah. So then it's kind of like, whereas men are obviously trial and error, meet different women and understand what it is about them that maybe leads them to success with some women and not others. Basically what I'm trying to say is that all men, ask anyone in here, they know where they rank, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, they know where they rank because they've had to go through it. They've had the yeses and the nos. Whereas women, more so, when women talk about dating, they rank wherever they choose to rank. I fancy who I choose to fancy.
Right.
Whereas men are more realistic in the sense that, well, I can fancy Beyonce all I want, but
I know I can't get it.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's not because I'm a pessimist.
Well, it's because reality hits men hard.
Yeah.
Like, we go on a dating app, like you can get attention from a dude that's way out of your league that would never be seen in public with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
that's the problem, because women are getting dicked down by men, right? Out of their league, right?
But it doesn't mean they want to stay with them.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say. So a lot of women, because they're getting dicked down by men that are out of their league, they think, oh, I can attract I can attract a footballer. It's like, no, you can have a footballer to have sex with you. That doesn't mean he's going to put a ring on your finger.
100%.
There's a difference.
I'm going to read the super chats real quick. Okay, guys, if you want to be a member, okay, if you want to be involved in the chat, sign up for our memberships. $5 tier, you're involved in the chat. $10 tier, we have Discord, and we also have 2 bonus vlogs that are really cool. So yeah, you guys should sign up for the $10 tier too. So I'm going to read the super chats real quick. Jack, I wish I could slap Angel in his mouth. Das Token, you can't save for retirement if you're wasting your time, energy, and money dealing with another man's seed. They can't request monogamy. She's a wench. Jonathan Adams, have to live in two spectrums, biblical in the world. Jonathan Adams, joy only comes from happiness when happiness is expressed. Das Token, I miss when women loved babies, not hated them. Das Token E30, men do a lot better of a job raising kids. Kids needs discipline. Men provide discipline. Moms a lot of the time are pushovers. Everyone knows that. B. Mackles, lady in the green is not submissive. Zip your mouth. Das Token E30. There's no split AC units in the UK. Red Savage. Pearl, don't let the modern women steal your energy. Keep the optimistic energy you always have. Respect. DC 081. Hell, holy hell, Pearl, the couch is a headache. And then we have let me refresh it real quick. So, yeah, guys, if you want to be involved in the chat, sign up for our memberships. The other thing that's great about memberships is it gives us a reliable source of income every month. Like views, they'll come and they'll come and they'll go. But when you guys are a part of our memberships, it keeps the lights on, it keeps the rent paid, it keeps Ish here. And on top of that, all super chats will be read. We are saving to get Ish a camera. Oh, you're next on. Okay.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm a little busy right now, but yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, send super chat, sign up for our memberships, and you go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, no problem. It just confused me. Yeah, so ladies, I don't know if you heard when we were gone, right? Thank you for coming back, by the way. I had a question, like, would your baby fathers and the fathers of your children say that you are good co-parents? Just a simple yes. Yeah? What makes a good co-parenting situation, do you think?
I think their mics are muted-ish.
Oh, sorry.
I think I'm very understanding of his situation. I understand that life happens. Life can literally be life. And so if there's certain things he can't do, I'm quite understanding of it. And I will never, ever keep his child from him.
Okay. Do you think your partner would say that you're a good co-parent?
Yeah.
What makes a good co-parenting situation?
The kids come first. Our personal beliefs or feelings is not what is important. Their safety, their security, their health is what I deem first. I've kind of detached from my own personal feelings towards him. It's just about the kids now. So if I thought for some reason he's not been as communicative with the kids, I'm more than happy to take the initiative to reach out to him, to speak to them. So,
as a mother, are they in your care majority of the time?
Yeah.
So do you see when I've spoken to a lot of fathers, I'm part of like a fathers group and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
And a lot of the stuff that fathers say is that a lot of people don't understand when men lead their children, right? They can't understand it. And a lot of the times I've spoken to fathers for years now that have left their children. And one of the main reasons why they've left is because they've realized that they're not going to become someone else's pawn in a game. So a lot of the time, like, mothers make fathers jump through hoops. Do you know what I mean? Take the child from, like, just basically do what they want. And a lot of the reason why men say, you know what, I can't deal with this, and walk away is because they're just not willing to
And do you think
deal
that's
with
right?
I don't condone any man walking away from his child, but I will say that every person has a breaking point. And I will say that every person every person has their breaking point.
Well, there's cases where guys have spent like $50,000 and they still can't see their kids.
That's fair, but there's no breaking point that would be given to me that would stop me from
being a
having
parent.
Yeah. There's no, I would put my pride, my ego, everything aside. I will even act like I love you if I have to for my kids.
A lot of women do.
But the issue is that the justice system is in our favor. So a lot of times there's like nothing that the guy can do.
So we reviewed a video the other day, right?
Oh my God, that was such a sad story. Literally, in this video, the mother took the kid to Japan. Wow. Like, what is he?
And he just hasn't seen it. And I'm just like, seen the child, hasn't seen the child since. And, I've spoken to a few fathers, I think, do you think that mothers have too much power when it comes to children?
I think men are quite ignorant and naive. They don't actually know the system, because I know a lot of men that have fought for their kids and they actually have custody of their children. I think they do what they know. And I think society has made it that women are like primary carers, they favour women, blah, blah, blah. But if you genuinely know and you study the system, there are ways that you can have rights to your children.
Do you think that mothers should have more rights than fathers when it comes to children?
If a woman turned around and said to you that, oh, she wants to give full custody to the father and she wants to be free, you would look at her in a certain way. Like, what kind of mother are you? So you can't pick and choose when you want to give the power to the woman.
No,
well, we're saying, like, I would say it should immediately be 50-50.
Yeah.
Unless there's abuse. That's the only situation. It should be 50-50.
I agree.
Do you guys believe in child support? Like,
Well, I don't ask for child support.
Oh, okay, cool.
I feel like it should happen, but like I said, I'm realistic. If my child is not an item that needs to be managed, my child, so I'll look after you. I'll do what I need to. If you can't think of doing the same as a father, then that's on you.
If the father pays like child support, do you think he should get 50-50 custody with the child?
Yeah. If you want to, yeah.
No.
Oh no. Why not?
Because some fathers choose to pay child support because they don't want to be in the child's life. So
but we're talking about the ones that do.
The ones that do.
Yeah, we were talking about the fathers that do want to be in their child's life.
Do I believe in child support in that instance? Depending on how the situation played out. I think that one is circumstantial.
You see, when it comes to 50-50, I think, no offense, it's all about your parenting skills for me. If your parenting skills don't align, then, or your parenting skills are not a positive impact on the child, then I don't think you should have 50-50 because it confuses the child. If we can't sit down...
Who makes that decision?
We can sit down together and say, okay, this is what I think. Like, for instance, don't let the kids watch certain things. Don't let kids drink certain things. Don't, they must read. They must do that. And if I see that we've established that that's what should happen and that's not being done, then you can't have 50. Because the things that we're asking for, that I'm asking for, is something to benefit the child. It's not got anything personal to do with me or to do with anything that
I think definitely
right,
it's a
how do you
conversation.
know you're right though?
Yeah, I was going to say
no, I'm saying like because I I come from a family of 10 and they were very loose. Like we could pretty much do whatever we wanted.
From like birth.
Yeah, no, like really a lot of freedom and everyone turned out good. They're functioning members of society.
Sorry,
2-parent home. Yes.
Yeah, but
and
that
so
means they both agree.
Right, but what I'm saying is that how do you know you're correct? Like maybe that's his parenting style would have been better. And who's to say?
I was going to say, I think it depends on actually having a conversation though. I think, like she said, because I feel like me personally, if, for example, you don't want your kids to watch TV at 3, doesn't necessarily mean I'm a bad parent because I do.
Yeah, 100%.
Because my child watches TV whenever she wants.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean I'm raising her the wrong way.
If I'm seeing impacts of their behavior changing at school and it's being brought to my attention and stuff like that, then we need to discuss, like, whether we're not together. That's so different from these kids. So I believe when you choose to be a single parent, you have to realize that it's probably harder than being together. Being together is a lot easier than being a single parent. So you now have to learn how to have people skills, management skills, all of that, because there's going to be some sort of resentment until you've healed, right? So I feel like you have to be able to sit down and talk together and say, okay, this is what I want. What do you want? Or this is what I want. Okay, let's meet halfway. And if you can't have those kind of conversations together, then it's just going to be difficult.
Well, no, I agree it'll be difficult. I just don't like to me, that's not enough to ask for not splitting custody.
My children, for me, my children's upbringing is enough for me to...
Well, I'm saying like, I don't think legally that's fair.
It may not be fair legally, but there's so many things that are not fair legally. So
I know they benefit the women typically.
But I've said that.
Yeah.
I've said that. But there's some men as well that are not happy with the way women bring... women as well, not all women raise children well. So it's not, I don't even think it should be based on the male or
sex,
female.
I think it's just who's a better parent.
And it's hard, you know what, some people won't accept it, but some men are better parents than women as well.
But no, I agree, but I'm saying like off the bat, I think it should be 50-50.
What, in terms of who?
And if there's no abuse, it should stay 50-50.
I agree.
And I don't think anyone's entitled to child support. I don't understand like why you get a reward for
I think child
splitting
support,
up a home. Go ahead.
Child support should be offered to you if you are financially not capable of looking to the child. Then I think there's nothing wrong with that.
But then shouldn't they just give the child to the more financially stable parent?
But being financially stable doesn't make you a good parent either.
It makes it much better for the child.
I can give you money to I can give you so.
But, okay, wouldn't you agree that typically people that are financially responsible typically are responsible in other areas of their life? In general, like I know there's exceptions, but we're talking about the rule.
When I look at parents with rich parents and their kids have gone to private school, those are the most problematic kids.
Well, we're not talking
and
about
that's wealth. And no, I'm just reflecting back to wealth. So for me, for some reason, money doesn't necessarily make me feel like you're a good parent. You may be controlled in your life, like you may save well.
Okay, what would you say indicates in a legal perspective who's a good parent?
You know what? I think feelings is so hard. Things that you can't measure. There's no metric
No,
to.
but legally, it's finances.
Yeah, if you can
Makes you a
provide
good
for your
parent.
child.
Because I just don't know what else. Because if you can't support yourself and a kid on some level, that says you were irresponsible, and typically you are irresponsible in not just one area of your life, but in multiple.
I think legally, they look at a child's stability. Finances are like definitely a big part of it, and obviously the support, the families, the support system, the unit, and I feel like that's very important. So if, for example, I'm like shit with finances and I don't have family, it's just me and my child, they could probably give the child to the dad who has his brothers, sisters, aunties, uncles, cousins, and he's making a bit more money. But in terms of finances, just because I'm struggling with my child doesn't mean two income is always going to be better than one. So if he's given £200 a month, let's say, that doesn't affect him in that way to make it seem like he's more financially stable. He could still be given £200 and earning less than me. To look after a child takes however much.
I think if he was living under the same roof, the financial aspect will still be the same.
Exactly.
They will still be spending money on their child, whether they're living with their child or whether they don't live with their
exactly.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just think that I don't like the idea of the government like forcing them to spend money.
But that's only if it's not 50-50 though.
Even so, I just don't think you're entitled to a man's money.
So what do you think?
But men put women on child support as well.
That's the exception. It's not the rule. Typically, it's the other way around, and I'm not for that either. I'm not for child support at all.
So what do you?
I tell you
think
what was.
should happen?
I think it's necessary.
What do you think? What do you think should happen? I think, honestly, you should make better decisions of who you make a kid with, because, like, to me, like, there's always a bailout for women.
Yeah.
If we make a bad decision, like, someone always bails us out.
Like who? Do you mean government?
Government.
I'm saying everything. So, like, for example, if someone gets fat, there's fat phobic, right? If someone has a high body count, sleeps around, there's slut shaming. Like, they don't have the equivalent of that for men. In this instance, I'm saying, like, you get money from the government.
I just really
or from the guy. So
I wouldn't be able to comment on this because I don't personally take child support, and I did make a decision with my baby father, but that's the choice I made, and I'm dealing with it.
No, and that's the thing. I respect people that take accountability, but it's like, to me, I don't think anyone should bail anyone out for their bad decisions. So if you choose to make a child with a subpar guy, I don't think you're entitled to his money. You should have picked better.
But then the man's played just as much of a part to create that child as the woman.
No, because women are in charge of birth. It's your own fault if you get pregnant.
It's definitely
because we have 10 to 15 forms of birth control. Even if we get pregnant, you can get an abortion.
Yeah, but a man still has to.
It's hot in here.
Yeah, but the thing is, a man having access to a woman's body is the woman's. He gets
It's
permission.
the woman's choice. Okay.
He gets permission from the woman.
Yeah, but he doesn't get permission to ejaculate.
Yeah, but you know, as a woman, that if you give a man access to, your body, you know what the consequences.
So what happens when grape is involved?
So that's
like I said,
like America right now. You can't have abortions. Oh, sorry.
What happened?
Have I said something I shouldn't say?
No, it's just,
sorry.
We talk a lot, like, we're just saying that's the exception. That's less than 1% of, that's like 0.5% of abortions.
Yeah, like.
When actually 40% of women that have had abortions have had two or more already. Okay. So the majority of abortions really is just a form of birth control, because I can't imagine, like, how you get pregnant.
I honestly think that I definitely believe men and women are not equal, right? I've always believed that. There's certain things that women can't get away with, and there's certain things that men can't get away with it. But why do we always antagonize the things that women can get away with and not the things that men can? Example being,
Go on.
a man can sleep around.
Because we said this before. Women want a man with sexual experience.
And you don't want a woman with sexual. If you're having fellatio,
I'll explain.
Sorry, hold on.
Because you asked, so I said, women want men with sexual experience. So if you got with a guy, and he had no sexual experience, you wouldn't be attracted to him.
Why?
Because he doesn't know what he's doing in the bedroom.
Because there's biological.
It's statistical.
There's
no, but I'm saying, but okay, so you got attraction before, then it's time to have sex, and he doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Okay.
Right? Are you going to continue that relationship?
If he's teachable, yes.
So hang on, majority of women don't want to teach men how to have sex.
How do you know? Sorry, where's the statistics that show this?
I have a couple stats. So one, there's biological reasons for the reasons we feel the way we feel. If a guy can get other girls, it's a form of pre-selection. So that signals to us he can take care of those women. Therefore, he can take care of me too. So that's why it's attractive to us, a man that's been with more women. On the other hand, men value purity because their biological imperative was they don't want to put resources into a kid that's not theirs. And so that's why they value a lower body count, because if they want to make sure that kid is theirs. And then if you want to talk about body count, so a woman that's a virgin when she gets married, she has an 80% chance of a happy marriage within 10 years. If she's okay, again, we're talking about stats. So the 80% chance of a happy marriage in 10 years if you slept with more than 5 people, which I think most men pray for nowadays. Their chance of a happy marriage is 25%. So it goes from 80% to 25%. So and it keeps dropping lower and lower. Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question? So if you got with a woman who didn't have any sexual experience, would you
teach her?
You teach her. Okay. And if she wasn't really getting the hang of it,
a man is more willing to be a teacher of a woman sexually than a woman is to be a
No, I'm not saying that you're not. I'm just saying, but if she wasn't getting the hang of it, what would you do?
Well, she'd get it.
No, you can't say she'd get it.
She'd get it.
No, you can't say she'd get it.
No, because I know what kind of teacher I am.
In this scenario, okay, sorry.
You're the exception.
Sorry, can I
You're
just
the
say,
exception.
in this scenario I'm giving you, she's not getting it. So what would you do?
Well, then I'd leave.
After you got married?
So
after marriage?
Yeah.
I haven't married you and not had sex with you.
Oh, okay.
So you would have sex before marriage?
Oh, 100%.
So if she wasn't good in bed, you wouldn't marry her?
No, like you were saying, if she was constantly being taught, and she didn't know what she was doing, then the relationship wouldn't go somewhere.
So ultimately, if she wasn't good in bed, you wouldn't marry her.
I'd probably seek elsewhere. Yeah.
So you wouldn't marry her. So why is it such a?
Because there's a lower bar for a girl to be good in bed than there is for a dude.
A man can have sex. I'll say this. A man can have sex with a hole in the wall and not know who's on the other side, and be absolutely satisfied with what he just got.
Okay,
right?
then why wouldn't you marry her then? Because you can have sex with a hole in the wall. All you need is a hole, right?
Hang on, if I can finish. Women want to feel a lot of the time when they have sex emotionally connected to the person that they're having sex with. A man doesn't necessarily have to be emotionally connected to the woman.
So why would you leave?
Because a marriage, I need more from her in a marriage than just sex.
So why would you leave? If it's not just about sex, why would you leave?
Because sex is a very big thing for a man.
But there's more to
there's more to it in a marriage.
And you can fuck anything that's got a hole.
Thank you. That's why I'm a bit contradictory.
Wait. If I choose a woman, if I choose her and I like her qualities and she can't have sex, right? Then if I would weigh up, she's got good qualities, might marry her, might cheat on her.
So
I'm just gonna be real with you. But if she's got the qualities that is more than just sex, I will choose her.
Okay.
But if she can't, if she can give good sex and she's got no wife qualities, she's not getting wifed.
So you might marry her, but you'd cheat on her.
Yeah, probably. If she doesn't know what.
But wouldn't you say it's kind of a reflection of the girl if you're bad at sex? Because it's like.
Yeah,
but you want maturity.
You're not a good
it is
teacher.
a bad reflection on the girl.
No, I'm saying like it's a like she's not trying. If he knows exactly what he wants and he says this is what you have to do,
and she's like I don't know.
Yeah, it's like
the same way women know what women can say to a man. This is what I want in a relationship, and you don't get it.
Well, the problem is women don't know what they want.
So you're making very, very broad statements.
because women change their minds all the time.
So do men.
Women are known for changing their minds.
So, can I just go back
Yeah,
to
go on.
the sex thing? So, you believe that women want men with experience?
Yeah,
No.
women want men with sexual experience.
Yeah, we want men with experience, right? Your experience doesn't mean you know how to please me. Just because you've pleased every woman in this room doesn't mean you know how to please my body.
But he's shown you.
What you know how to do
hang
is
on.
have sex.
Yes, but he's shown you that he can have sex.
How you show me? Because you told me what your body count is.
Yeah, he's shown you that.
I like
that's
you
what
can
happens. Do you know what comes with-
You can tell
Hold
if a
on.
guy. Okay, this
If
is
a
my
guy's got
show. This
sexual
is my
experience-
show. You
I'm just saying, hold on.
You can tell if a guy can get girls. You can tell
by sex.
But it doesn't.
I
Women
know.
are attracted to guys that can get girls. That's why he got you.
What I'm talking about sex right now. I'm not talking about getting
girls and having
girls.
sex are two different things.
If it's
But
where
what-
you
what-
have money, then you can say that. But if it's about sex, then definitely not.
We're talking about the sexual market.
Yeah, even if it's
not the monetary.
I think I'm
Guys, one at a time.
I think I'm delusional because I think you guys need to maybe educate me, right? Because from my delusional brain, what I believe is just because you've had sex with 50 girls doesn't mean you know how to please me. You learn how to please me from the frequency of how much we have sex. Because I always believe the first time you have sex with someone, maybe if you're in lust with each other, you feel like it's heightened, you enjoy it. But as the sex goes on, I feel like it improves because you get to understand each other and you know each other's body.
Right.
So just because you've slept with 10 girls or 50 girls or whatever, I don't think you know how to please me. You have to understand my
Well,
body.
then you tailor make your sexual relationship with him then.
But no, I'm just basing it on what you just said. So I'm
Yeah, but-
saying you can't say your experience with sex. You're good at sex just because you had sex with 50 girls.
Okay, it's
Baby,
not.
no.
We're saying that by and large, men that have sex more tend to be better at sex.
Okay.
So
And-
I'm
and
not
is that-
saying
is- is that a fair assumption?
I'm not saying that every single guy that slept with 100 girls knows how to screw them, right? Some guys don't care, they don't want to do that. But by and large, like if you do something more, you get better at it.
If I play football every Sunday, am I more likely to be a better goal scorer than someone who doesn't play
That's
football
different.
every Sunday?
That's
It doesn't mean that I'm going to be
Sex is
Ronaldo,
different. Okay,
right? But I'm saying, if you have experience doing something, that's what attracts you to the person. You know that person has had sexual experience. Would you want a virgin man?
So can I?
Would you want a virgin man?
You would want a virgin woman.
Yes. Yes.
So
There's a
can I,
difference.
can I just say there are a lot of people.
Would you want a virgin man?
I dated.
Do you know what? If he's
So
God-fearing,
there are a
if he's
lot of
God-fearing and
people
he
that
puts the Most High first, and
No,
you
I'm
know,
asking you, like, seriously, would you want a virgin man?
if he's God-fearing,
Yeah, would you? Hang on, not you. Would you want a virgin man?
No.
Right. So you want a man with sexual experience?
Yeah, but not that much sexual experience. Can I just
Would
say?
you, what do you mean that much?
We
I'm not
never
talking
said-
about-
we never said
I never
how much.
specified how much. That's what I'm trying to
can
say.
I- can
You're
I
actually
just
arguing
say-
a point that you actually agree with. I don't get it.
I'm not arguing a point that I agree with.
You agree with the point?
What I'm saying is, in terms of just because you've had a lot of sex does not make you good at sex. There are a lot of people that have had a lot of sex that think they are good at sex. But if you ask the person they last had sex with, they'll be like, nah, I didn't enjoy the sex.
That is not my argument. The argument is that women want a man with sexual experience.
But no one has disagreed with that though. Who agreed? Who did?
That's my point, but that's the point.
That's the whole.
We digressed.
No, my
in this
statement was,
conversation.
sorry, darling, my statement was, why do you think because you've had sex with more people, you can please me? That's what my statement was. It wasn't about women want men with more sex.
But the point I was making is women, as women, as you've said today, women want a man with sexual experience. You don't want a virgin man, right? You don't want a virgin. But you want to know a man can at least